Oh, hey, landlubbers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. Hello, welcome. It's Friday, October 17th, 2025. It's a good thing it's a long October because there's still plenty to get done. And got a curveball today. How was my week? Yeah, story time. I wouldn't say it's like a particularly interesting week for story time. I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to try and set up everything for the Halloween stream. A lot of that I'm still not really willing to talk about because I think it's more fun for it to be a surprise. And the hope is that you will want to see what it is and show up to the Halloween stream. And that's why I put in the effort. Is that the topic I got with my game? It is. We'll get to the proper story in a minute. But before I started recording, I was like, one of the bright spots of the week is that we finally got Pokemon ZA, a game I've been looking forward to for a while. It's like the spiritual successor. Oh, hang on, we got a hype chest courtesy of my mom and Cotillion in chat. Oh, and it gave us a spooky cat. That's fun. Spooky cat. Yeah, so like Pokemon Legends Arceus was a game everyone was super excited about. I finally tried it earlier this year, and I still sort of maintain it's like not entirely my speed, but I respect and appreciate it. But I was really excited for ZA because it changed a lot of the things I didn't love and specifically made them into things I did have enthusiasm for. So I've been looking forward to it, and I managed to play like a few hours yesterday, and have really been enjoying it so far. And I went to a lot of effort, and I talked about this a little bit on stream, that I've been monitoring the Pokemon Center website for like the entire year, waiting for the pre-orders to go online so that I could get if you pre-ordered the game, like a physical copy of the game directly from the Pokemon Center in the US, then they would give you a random sitting cutie plush of one of the starter Pokemon. I got Tepig, which to be honest with you was the one of the three I was like least excited about. But honestly, I'm really happy with the way it turned out because I was committed. I was like, I'm gonna whichever one the fate gives me is gonna be my starter, and I booted up the game, and it introduces you to the starter Pokemon really early, and so there's like Chikorita, the grass type with a leaf on its head, and it's like Chikorita, and then like Totodile shows up. He's a little alligator crocodile guy, and he's like toe, and then you meet Tepig, and he goes Snert. And I was like, "That's my boy. That's my guy, Snert." So yeah, I'm living the Snert life. And yeah, honestly, I think of the three sitting cuties, I honestly do think Tepig is the cutest one, because you better believe there was like a tidal wave of people on the Pokemon Plush subreddit showing off what they got from their pre-orders. Honestly, I saw a lot of people disappointed that they got Tepig, and I was kind of in that club until I started playing. And I was like, nah, Tepig's my boy. So yeah, wanted to be able to show that off. But yeah, so as I was saying, been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to try and get Halloween stuff set up. I have like most of the costume stuff sorted out, or like on the verge of sorted out. I managed to make a pre-order for donut pickup today. God, it really was just this morning, huh? Because for whatever reason, you can't order 2 weeks in advance, but you can order 12 days in advance. And I like did that math, and I like set up an alert on my phone to remind me of this. And I even set it up a day early just in case my math was wrong. And I checked just like, nah, it sure is 12 days, huh? So, I have that to look forward to. I'm going to drive a 40-mile round trip to get myself a Halloween dozen, and I'm pretty sure that unless the photos on the Krispy Kreme website are especially misleading this year, that they've cut corners even more than they have in the past. And I think that like two of the special Halloween variety from this year, you actually only get 2 copies of them. Normally you sort of get 3 copies of each of the 4 different types, and one of them is kind of like a cop-out. It's just like an iced donut with some like hideous amalgamation of unpleasant sprinkle texture on it. It used to be called the Orange Disappointment because it was orange for like 6 straight years, and now it's like snot green, which is not better. But like now, instead of getting 3 of each of the 4 types, you get 3 of the worst one, 3 of a different one, and then 2 of them you get 2 of, and then you get like 2 just like regular boring glazed donuts, which like it's not the end of the world because maybe it'll just encourage me not to eat the entire dozen of donuts in like 5 days or whatever I normally do. But it is just conceptually really frustrating to me because I mean, like, come on. I mean, come on. Hey, Zacula, good to see you. Yeah, so just to give you the lowdown without any spoilers, I did mention on the Discord when you asked, Catherine 2 started really, really slow. So this is going to be a little bit exploratory, and there's a non-zero chance that we transition to a new game tomorrow. I'll try to remember to put something on the Discord to keep people in the know either way. But we'll see how it goes tonight. But yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to my preposterously stupid 40-mile round trip to get some donuts. Have that booked for the Wednesday after this coming one, which is good because also today I finally got a call to schedule the window installation, which has been looming over me like a sort of Damocles for like most of the year. And it was a really dumb experience where I got a call from like an actual in-state area code, but like honestly, everything is so much robocalls and I didn't recognize the number that I didn't want to pick it up. When you own a house, like a lot of people try to like grift you. So I'm like, that could be something actually relevant, but we'll see. So then they, left a voicemail and they were like, yeah, this is like the window people. We're calling to set up a time, so call me back. And like 2 or 3 minutes later, like I had the chance to check it and get settled where I could like make notes if I needed them, and then like called back. And then the receptionist at that number routed me into oblivion, routed me to I don't know what, but it was just sort of like after it rang a couple times, it's like, this extension like does not exist. Goodbye. And then I like double checked with the voice because like I think I just like hit redial on the number that called me first because it looked like it was the same as the voicemail that I recalled from just like listening to it quickly. But I was like, no, I'm gonna just like listen to the voicemail again and write it down and make sure it's the same, and it was. So I called again and like I got someone now transferred me to the person I spoke to the first time, who was acting in capacity of a receptionist, so I thought they were the receptionist, but I got an intermediary receptionist, and she was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to transfer you to that. And I still don't know what that was, but she said it in this really ominous way, like it was like some like urban legend about like telephone something or something. It's like, sorry, how far for a round trip for donuts? 40 miles, casual 40 miles, but they're Florida miles. See, if I was to drive 40 miles in California miles, that would be like an entire day. In Florida, that's kind of just like an hour either way. Everything is like really open, and like a lot of like not community space in Florida is just open road. It's not as bad as it sounds. Obviously, it's not like super environmentally friendly or whatever. But like I really don't drive all that much most of the time. And the donuts are an important facet of the Halloween stream. Hated that living down there. Now, to be clear, you hated like the vast distances of the South or the Southern California miles? Because I definitely preferred Florida miles to California miles. There's a lot of other things to appreciate about California for sure. But driving in Florida is like way better. Just like way better. Yeah, so I call back, and the woman like alludes to having connected me to the abyss or whatever. And she's like, I didn't mean to connect you to that. And then like weirdly she was like, so I talked to the person who I was supposed to route you to, and she gave me like 3 days. And they're all like, normally I would want to do this like Monday or Tuesday and like Wednesday at like a stretch. It's supposed to all be able to get done in one day, but like, I don't know how much experience you all have with contractors. You have to be prepared for it to like not go the way you want it to. So like, I don't want it to overlap Friday. I would like for it not to come close to overlapping Friday. there's enough going on in my life. Like, it's just, I don't want to like miss Halloween streams, and I don't just want stress immediately preceding them. As it stands, there's still so much to do before the end of the month, and the window appointment is going to be absolutely miserable because I will have to like move all of the furniture in my house like multiple times in the same day, and I'm honestly not even entirely sure like how chill the people will be about it. Like it is within their power to make it even more difficult and annoying than it needs to be, and I just have no idea if that'll be true until I get here. But yeah, so like instead of like routing me to the person who was supposed to like schedule me an appointment, the random receptionist who routed me into oblivion was like, so yeah, like it can be Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday of next week if that works for you. And I'm like, awesome, like the worst 3-day selection possible of the weekdays. But like, uh, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to try and push it to like Halloween week. That's definitely worse. It wouldn't be the worst thing for my schedule to put it into November, but like also it would be cool to have it done. It's a little annoying to me that I would like potentially have the work done, but like not be able to make the office look nice between then and Halloween. But like whatever. Like we didn't even have like a background when I first got here. Now we at least have this crappy shelf. So you know we'll deal with it. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll actually be bothered to like hang something on the wall. I probably won't. I'm really bad about this. But you know, once the window thing is done, hopefully in the not too distant future, I can start figuring out, you know, some display stuff for the background and make it look like a proper office. I also have like a microphone arm and some lights that I want to set up that like don't work the way I set this up when I first moved in. And looking forward to trying that. That could help at least. But yeah, so like, you know, like most of the year, the more I try to get things under control, the less control I have over things. Microphone arm sounds like a medical condition or like a really mediocre superpower question mark. Anyway, before we get back to the game, let's catch up with chat. Zygo says DC Miles break the laws of space and time. I mean, students done in California, Miles. What are the rules in DC? Mystery clarifies that she does not like Florida places being so far from each other, and the prehistoric creatures there haunting you along the way. That is fair. The wildlife here is untenable. Related to that, and I don't think I saw Neko coming yet, so we're fine to mention this. I know she gets most upset about it. The cats have been pooping like crazy in my backyard. Like I've lived here for over a year, and I had seen cats poop like twice. I think in the first year I lived here. I think I've seen cats poop like 3 times in the last 7 days. I don't know what that means. Where's Dema? See, this time I actually know. As I said, he will often give me a heads up. I think he's picking up dinner for his family. He gave me some insight on it and said it was taking so long he assumed that they were actually raising like chickens like from birth before making chicken dinner out of them. Is that an all Squishmallow lineup? Not, oh yeah, I guess it is. I didn't do that intentionally. That's fun. Huh. I mean, other than Tepig, I guess. Tepig's not a Squishmallow. He's just a little guy. That's funny. I really didn't mean to do that. I mean, you can read into that as much as you'd like for trying to figure out where Secret Squirtle is later. Hey, look, there's Demolition, and he has the chicken. You summoned him. That's how that works. Also, hi to Keen. Not to get too specific and avoid doxing myself, but the circle I could see out of the front of my work was gridlocked for almost 5 hours. I mean, that's bad. That says a lot about like population density. I'm not sure that clarifies to me the rules of exactly how that works, unless it's like, unless you mean to describe it as some sort of limbo where the traffic just like inexplicably fails to move at all. 42 minutes to get chicken. That's rough. I ordered from a pizza place that like wasn't local to where I was in Southern California, but like I had eaten there during some of my like production time in California in the earlier years, and was like feeling like kind of nostalgic to try it, even though I'd only eaten there like once or twice. A place called Hungry Howie's, which like you might be familiar with. It's like a chain that's in some places and not others. Like I'd never heard of it until I moved to California, but it's definitely not like all over California. And it's clearly like all over the place in Florida. So I don't know what the heck that means. But it's really funny because like the location is like 0.7 miles away from me. It probably took me as long to like negotiate with the cashier as to like how to actually get my food as it did to drive over there. It was an interesting experience. Mm-hmm. DC traffic doesn't move and doesn't end. Oh, that reminds me of one of my favorite bits from Acceptable TV, a show that nobody but me watched, and I am the sole living human who remembers. Um, that is also the pseudo sketch comedy program that gave us, I mean, specifically, it gave us Who's Gonna Train Me, which I reference frequently. Even though it had like four like 10-minute episodes, it's one of my favorite things of all time. But like the premise is it's basically like a reality competition show, and it's just like completely absurd. And then like as it got deeper into the few episodes it had, it like really leaned on the absurdism, and like they eliminated someone, and then they just like brought him back in the next episode, and I was like, what's happening? And the host just says like, or no, like I think it was like something else provokes it. Like the remaining contestants are just complaining about like something that doesn't make any sense, and then the host just says, "No one dies and no one leaves. That's why I'm bringing back Tony." And then the guy who got eliminated in the previous episode is just like standing next to them again. And he's like, "Hi, I guess we're all trapped here." um. Oh God, the cook was out back smoking until we got him to go back in and do his job. I've been in situations like that. You never want to be there for so many reasons. That's really unfortunate. Oh, hey, Kat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Unless anyone has any pressing orders of business, my pre-game rambling has gone on longer than I expected, considering the type of frustration that this week brought upon me, and presumably similar amounts to all of you. But I hope you are doing well, or as well as one might expect, under the circumstances that are the now. That line cook worked hard for the 27 smoke break he's taken in the last hour and a half. You know, I don't doubt that. It's more like I hate to have to make someone start working again, whether justified or not, because you know that they're not going to be your friend after that. And that does remind me, though, it is interesting, and this isn't like a huge spoiler or anything, Zacula, but there was like one or two lines of dialogue in Kathy Rain 2 when we started playing it last Saturday that suggested she quit smoking, and I was curious what inspired that decision on the part of the writers. I don't know that we'll get like an answer to that, but I thought it was interesting. It was so like casual in the first game. You even like used a smoke break to like solve a problem of like getting to know someone. We're here for it. We like the story time. I appreciate that, mystery. And it's not that I like feel bad about it. I just like didn't expect to be doing much story time. Because most of my week was just like me angrily muttering to myself or swearing, trying to get a piece of software to work that I didn't even expect to need to use after realizing an unexpected technical limitation of the thing I was working on for Halloween. I feel like that's one thing I do hear about people who quit smoking, is that they miss the breaks, which I get, because that's not so much about missing the smoking as it is.
Say birthday.
Obviously, I should have expected that. But just to finish the thought, like, yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, people need more breaks. We need, like, people be working too hard out here. And, you know, a great way to relieve tension when you're working too hard is just a little tiny song and dance. I do like the intensity of the violin on the long one. Where today for you was annoying. I've had a pretty annoying week. It got better over time. Work did. It started really frustrating. Where just like I had a bunch of people like I won't belabor the point because I don't think any of them would make for a particularly interesting story. But like effectively the thing I experienced with like a large number of the stations I tried to interact with this week was that they were doing the work equivalent of like I'm not touching you, of like getting like right up to the line of like not doing what I needed them to do, which is actually like worse for my workflow than them doing nothing, in ways that are complicated to explain. Like it's really annoying that they were doing that, and I wish they wouldn't. But a lot of that was resolved. Even like there was this like one station that like hadn't submitted anything since like the start of August. They were like the single most behind station in the United States, not even the continental US, in the United States for our purposes. And like I just sent them like one additional email and then they just like did all of it. And I was like, what? I sent you like 58 emails and then like took a little break and then sent you one and then you did everything? What? Explain. Um 20 minutes dance parties got you through grad school. That sounds rad, Midstream. Breaks at work are composed of eating lunch and doing stuff on the iPad between emails and phone calls. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that is a privilege that you should embrace and enjoy as much as you can, Kat. Like, I am in a similar situation most of the time. I mean, this has been a particularly bad work year for me, so, like, there's been a lot more stressful periods than there normally have been at this job. But, like, working remotely and also, like, my boss is, like, not being extremely difficult. I mean, like everyone is difficult or particular about something, but like they don't drive a super hard line or anything, so like they're reasonably chill most of the time. So like these things combined is sort of like most of the time like yeah you could like like do a bunch of emails and then like watch like a 10-minute segment of a video or something. Like for example, today I was watching in the background at work, like either while I was doing data entry or between tasks, a review of like the TV disaster that was Velma, and I was like, you know what? I really want to hate something right now because I have so many negative emotions. Why not choose the most victimless thing to hate? A show that was designed for people to hate. And I was enjoying that. It was the thing I needed in my day. Your last job, you heard stories that you needed to call people at very particular times. Any other time people would brush you off or ignore you. I mean, in my job, because I have to deal with people all across the country, there are definitely like correct times to call specific stations and stuff. And like, so yes, with time zones, it's like obviously you don't want to call like Hawaii first thing in the morning, right? Like that's just not how the Earth works. But like beyond that, there'll be like this station, like the guy that you need to talk to, like only shows up at like 3:30 p.m. Why? I don't know, but that's the only time he'll answer the phone. And like a few of those doesn't sound that bad, but like the more stations like try and pull that stuff, it's like, listen, I'm not trying to like create some sort of flow chart. Like you all are just supposed to be like doing your jobs. Can people just cooperate? I mean, darn. Anyway, that's enough of me yelling about work, I think. Instead, I have to click again. There it is. Instead, seamless transition, let's yell about Kathy Rain 2 Soothsayer. Yes, now is the time Zacula leaves. Like I said, I'll try to remember to put something on the Discord to let you know if we're playing this tomorrow or not. And that is a perfect segue to get into the recap, which I will start in a non-spoiler fashion by saying that if you weren't here for the first installment, it was very slow. To the point that you could almost say you didn't miss much of anything. Like, the little rough. Like, collectively, I think we were all sort of like, okay. What next? But it did take us like most of the first stream to sort of get through the first in-game day. And the first in-game day was comprised largely of going to the library and doing some like relatively realistic research tasks of like working out through a weird esoteric logic puzzle the dates that all of the Soothsayer serial killer victims were murdered so that we could cross-reference that with microfiche and then get copies of the newspapers. I think like specifically to determine where all the crime scenes were. And the implication was sort of like, I'll start doing something interesting tomorrow. Like, that was the subtext of a lot of this. Like, I'm making a bunch of notes so that I can do something more interesting in the future. Really hoping that the game picks up pace. I mean, it is... I'd say there's, like, a very slim chance that, like, it has such a poor showing tonight that I might not want to revisit the game. But I think what's more likely is one of two things. Either that we, like, have a positive experience and things pick up and it's no big deal and we move on with our lives, or it continues the snail's pace and we reevaluate and we probably move on to... I think we would have, like, roughly the exact amount of time I would expect to need to play The Devil Inside Me, which has been, like, a runner-up spooky stream game for this year. I mean, I was very happy with Cathy Rain 1 and its spook coefficient, and I have no doubt that this game would deliver as much in spookiness, but, boy, it just was not a particularly auspicious start. Cathy Rain 2 as slow as Blueprints Act 2. What the worst thing, Demolition, is, like, you know that my favorite thing to do is to dump on Blueprints Act 2. Pacing-wise, I honestly think that, like, Cathy Rain 2's start is worse. Not that the entire experience is worse. I mean, I think that's very subjective. But, like, in terms of pacing, like, woof. But, like, honestly, there's, like, so little to recap. Like, I've already done at least half of the last stream, probably closer to 2/3, just by mentioning the library and the fact that we looked at newspapers and found places where a serial killer killed people. That truly was, like, most of the stream, to a horrifying degree. But we did also learn that it's been 3 years since the events of the first game, and Cathy Rain is now a private investigator who's not doing super great in financial terms, and that her roommate Eileen Summers now works at an important local newspaper whose name I don't remember and maybe don't care about. Their relationship seems a little strained. I'm actually a little bit unclear as to, like, to what extent that is true. We also briefly had, like, a late-night rendezvous with a drug dealer to learn about... what was it called? Pyre? Some sort of, like, fire-related name for some trendy drug that I'm convinced is the weird hallucinogenic plant from the first game that had ties to the weird Crimson Otherworld. Finally eating the sandwich. It's so good, it almost makes it worth the wait. Well, I'm glad that's true. I still haven't had the Popeyes chicken sandwich that, like, for a while... Didn't it overlap with the pandemic when that came out and people were, like, lining up for it or something? Anyway, let's go ahead and continue, because that's honestly it. We should just be waking up on the second day and go to some crime scenes and hopefully some gameplay happens. Keen says I must have fallen asleep or otherwise not been paying attention because I don't remember the library scene. I mean, you had a good long nap. And I don't mean that as a criticism, I just mean there was so much library. Like, it got to the... Like, someone joined midstream and saw, like, 40% of the library and was like, hey, this is, like, a lot of library. And they, like, they literally hadn't seen the half of it. But it's fine, because hopefully we'll just never go to the library again. So, what's in our possession? Our notebook, which is where we put all of our things to ask about, and also we learned that there's a whole game mechanic that the game doesn't teach you that's very important to advancing the game, that we know now, that we had to learn, that we learned could exist by looking up walkthroughs to tell us that there was a game action that we literally just didn't know to take because the game never told us. We got a stun gun and a lighter, which are both carryovers from the first game, constant companions. We now have a set of lockpicks that I'm probably going to forget to use because normally adventure games don't let you just have lockpicks. They're kind of busted for adventure games. A camera that I probably should remember to use and won't. A makeup brush that I really don't know why I picked this up. It's one of the few other items I was able to pick up. I have Eileen's business card, which I think has a psalm on the back, which feels like it'll be relevant the way adventure games and puzzle games work. I also took the tape off her desk because I'm a kleptomaniac, like any good adventure game protagonist. The spoils of war, by which I mean a single inventory item that encompasses every newspaper article that we acquired from our time in the library. And then hidden under my face is a handwritten note, and I don't immediately remember what this is.
The key. T.
We woke up this morning and this was under our door. After we learned about the existence of Pyre, a new street drug, someone just left us a note that says Pyre is the key, which is ominous and weird.
Damn. This T knows what I'm up to. The question is, are they friend or foe?
Do we need to look up anyone else in the phone book? I don't think so at the moment, but we've looked up 2 or 3 people in the phone book already. It's been a slow start. I think if I leave the office, I can just go somewhere. I don't think there's any, like, items I care about. Just, like, obviously way too many hotspots. I'm just gonna leave and see if the game will let me do something interesting. Okay. Gretchen can go anywhere other than the Club of Hearts. I'm pretty sure not a single person gets or cares about the Gretchen can go anywhere reference, but it's one of my favorite lines from that show. And I think it's so funny that I will keep saying it to myself until other people start saying it. That's how I live my life. So, places we can go. Our office we just left, the library, which we won't go to unless we absolutely have to. Constance Hill, which is where the 4th victim was killed. I think Jane Doe was 4. Bear Creek, that's the famous author. She's the most recent victim. That's the 5th one. Verdon Street is Eric. He's not 4 or 5. The Gazette is where Eileen works. King of Kings is the Deacon, who he was like the 2nd victim. Downtown's where we had our meeting about the drugs. Keen asked about Meadow, and I wasn't sure. I didn't remember. Yeah, let's go visit Meadow first. Meadow is a friend of Eileen's who actually is referenced in the first game, but never met or interacted with. And she was supposed to tell us something that I don't remember. It's a shame we can't customize our bike. I assume that was only added in the director's cut of the last one. Boy, this is just such a 90s style adventure game setting. It brings me joy. I mean, like, it just makes me think of in Sam and Max Hit the Road, the, like, weird trailer at the back of the carnival that Trixie, the giraffe girl, lives out of.
Good selection. I'm partial to cacti myself. Not a big fan of the flower, but roasted seeds? Yum. If it wasn't for the atrocious backdrop, those could have actually provided some cozy ambiance.
Oh, my lord.
Yeah, that's, like, spot on to what I expected Meadow to look like. Did anyone expect something other than a blonde woman with wavy hair and obvious hippie accoutrement? Because that's, like, exactly what I pictured. Like, if I had art talent, which I promise you I don't, and you asked me to, like, depict what Meadow looked like just based on the little information I've been given so far, it would look exactly like her.
What? Did I step in something nasty on my way here?
Have you attended to your root chakra lately?
Good start.
I can't say I've been keeping tabs on that one.
Oh man, look at those pants sway in the breeze off on the right. I mean, the wind stopped. It was really funny.
Oh, you're such a treasure. Oh, how do I put this?
Let me guess, we can't go in or talk to you or something until we've attended to our chakra?
Your root chakra is dog shit. It's a really crappy chakra.
You know what? I honestly respect that candor. I have not seen enough of The Sopranos to know who Meadow on The Sopranos is.
If I was a doctor and we were talking about your knee or shoulder, I would suggest just cutting it off. Just cut it right off. It's that bad.
That's really intense.
Tell me how you really feel.
Oh, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. My chakras are in balance, from my toes all the way to the top of my noggin.
Obviously, she's not wearing shoes or any footwear at all either, in case you didn't notice that.
That's just peachy. Look, Eileen told you I was coming, right?
Oh, you're her! Oh, that's marvelous! Oh, wow. Okay.
What the heck is going on?
I'm sorry, but I can't have such blatant discord in my home.
I knew it.
Take this pendant, love.
Oh no, it's barely an inconvenience. Okay, I thought that was gonna be I have to cleanse myself before I come in or something. Another note of mild interest. I don't think we've been completely devoid of swear. I think when Kathy was talking to her mentor guy, there was a good amount of swearing. But I feel like Kathy herself has kind of been relatively mild on the swearing spectrum, which was also true at the start of the last game. And it just really struck me with her being like, what the heck is going on? Just, I don't know. Kathy is weird in how inconsistently edgy she is.
I need a single photograph of you wearing it. Lotus position. Find a place in nature touched by fire, earth, and wind.
Oh, just kidding. My instinct was correct. It is a mission objective.
I have no idea what you just said.
That's funny. See you later.
What a weirdo. If I want her help, I guess I need to find a spot to take that photo. Fire, earth, wind.
If I steal her wind chimes, does that count as wind?
If it wasn't for the atrocious...
No, okay.
Oh god, that thing is hideous.
To Cassidy? Oh, Cassidy is the town. Right. Cassidy feels like such an unnatural name for a town that I thought that was like a person. I'm like, I don't know anyone who lives near this RV. A lot of us are inconsistently edgy. That is entirely fair. I just mean, in fiction, I expect a more even amount of characteristics portrayed for the purpose of, being shorthand for, the consumer, you know? There's, a lot of things in fiction that have to, be more, reliable than reality has to be. Well, hopefully it'll become apparent when I find that place. Because I don't immediately know where to go. Anyone have any particular interest in one of these victims? We have Church. Where did Jane Doe die? I don't remember the... Sorry. I would say that, my instinct is probably go to the most recent victim, the, famous author lady, but, I don't know. Anyone care? Reading a book, you want to go left, right, top, bottom. You want to start with Jane Doe at Constance Hill. It's interesting. The first game had kind of an interesting relationship with time as a resource. The game itself wasn't timed, but it kept certain mission objectives locked to a certain day, and then it kind of felt like we were starting that way here. But she was like, oh, some of these locations are too far away to go to in the same day that I came to the library, but now I can just do both at the same time. Now I got even votes for Constance Hill and Bear Creek. I think I'm gonna go with my instinct just because it's the freshest crime scene, so it's most likely we'll find something there. I don't know. Wow. This inexplicably reminds me, no one will probably care, but it's been really interesting to me. One of my favorite bands of all time is Confidence Man, who I've talked about before. A couple years ago, around Christmas, I got to see them live before moving out of Los Angeles, and it was awesome. Recently, the woman who's the frontliner for the band, like, broke her ankle, and then she, like, still put on a show, I think in Germany? They're always, like, touring all over the place. And, like, they posted, like, so many clips of it on their YouTube channel. It's wild. Like, I have so much respect, like, I honestly feel like maybe they should have canceled that show, but I have so much respect for them just being like, the first one they posted was literally like, the show must go on, and like, normally she's like up and around dancing like crazy, and like the like dude frontliner just like pushes her out in a wheelchair, and then like later on there's like footage of her with like those fancy like crutches that sort of like wrap around your forearm, and she was like doing some like light choreography, sort of hopping on the one good leg, and it was just like, much respect, but please don't like hurt yourself. Yeah, Confidence Man is truly one of my favorite bands of all. I would say that like Confidence Man as a whole is like the single most emblematic band of my preferred genre of music. They basically like make 90s like house music with contemporary production values. And also with, like, the early 2000s aesthetic of, like, feigned apathy. They're awesome. Really huge fan. Yeah, normally they're doing, like, a crazy physical show. Like, normally, like, they're wearing, like, preposterously little clothing just because they're working up such a sweat that they'd probably die otherwise. Also, like, neither of the main, like, the front part of the act, like, I lost my train of thought of exactly what thing I was going to point out. But, like, needless to say, it's quite a departure for them to rein it in. Who do you think... Do you think Reading Man is any relation to Red Man, also known as Crimson Man?
Hey there, buddy.
Welcome, visitor. You may place your tribute to our lost legend, Deborah Sinclair, on this rock. To your right.
This is not the voice of a real person. This is a voice that was generated by some spirit in nature to exist solely for a cartoon character. Which I mean as a compliment to the voice actor, but also, like, a person just can't sound like that.
Oh, great. I'll get on with that in a minute. Who are you?
Name's Randy Mulkins, president of the one and only SSS.
I'm not gonna hazard a guess.
SSS?
Sinclair's Saga Squad, of course. From whence do you hail, fair lady?
Oh, I live over in the city. Cassidy.
Ha! I mean, which fan club do you belong to?
You can almost hear him push up the glasses on the bridge of his nose.
Oh,
This is one of those things where, like, probably none of these is the correct answer, and I'll have to, like, figure this out later. Yeah, I honestly, my gut also says Triple D, mainly just because if I'm forced to remember that later, that seems easier, but also for the low-hanging fruit of, like, if Double D is good, Triple D must be the right answer.
Deb's Dynamic Devotees, of course.
Never heard of it. It must be local?
Yep. Yes, quite local. I'm Kathy, by the way. Kathy Rain.
Distressingly local. Also a D.
Oh, that's a lovely name. It sounds like a character in a book.
She says, I'm seeing Gary Newman and the Psychedelic Furs Sunday night and a few other bands I love this week. Rocktober keeps me busy. That's cool. I feel like I've heard of Gary Newman and the Psychedelic Furs, but I don't know that I actually know any of their music.
Well, I certainly have days when I wish I was made up.
Whoa, that's deep.
Huh. Do you mind if I ask you a few things?
Always happy to talk to a fellow fan.
Interesting that we didn't have to, like...
Grandes.
Exactly. Interesting that we didn't have to like prove ourselves to him. That's kind of like a staple of like early adventure game kind of thing. 80s electronics, that sounds good. These like those. Let's talk about Deborah.
So, let's talk about Deborah.
That's what I said.
My favorite topic. Don't mind if we do.
Do you know what happened?
So, her death. Do you know what happened?
Well, I follow the news like everybody else. I didn't think much of the killings. These things happen. But never in a million years would I expect poor Deb to become a victim.
So, do you know the sequence of events exactly?
Supposedly, some maniac came out here and stabbed her. Right in this cabin.
Right in the
sign
cabin.
Of a forced entry. So either the door was open, or she let him in.
Any idea of who would want to do that to her? Did she have any enemies?
No. Everybody loved Debbie. Whoever did this is a twisted, sick person.
We still have to consider the possibility that it was, one of us.
One of us. One of us.
A fan? No way. I refuse to believe that.
I mean, the whole point of having fans or people of a fanatical level of interest is that, some of them are going to be a little intense.
Well, what about the fact that one of the victims was killed on the anniversary of Storm Chaser?
Yeah, that's an odd one.
Truly that could be a coincidence.
But in the end, only the killer knows why he chose that date.
I think I said this last week, too, of like, if there wasn't something about the way that person was killed that suggests a connection to the Storm Chronicle, whatever, then, like, there's no particular reason to think it's not a coincidence. It might sound stupid, but there's only, like, 365 days in a year. So, like, there's some chance that it just happens to coincide with a date of importance. Also, he for the killer, was that ever established? Well, first off, it's the 90s. It's 1998. So we haven't discovered woke yet. But also, I think with serial killers, there's a natural tendency to assume males. And like B, I think like some statistical analysis of like a really high percentage of serial killers are men. So like it's a safe bet, though you should be open to the idea that that is not the case. I am still working under the assumption based on the fact that there are varying MOs that a likely possibility is that there are actually like multiple people somehow working in concert to do this. Maybe like, occults.
Would anyone benefit from her death then? Some relative who would get the book royalties, maybe?
She had no close relatives, so I'm not sure who would be next in line.
We need more lady serial killers. That's true to some extent, yeah.
I'd be surprised if she had no written will, though. I bet most of that money will go to charity, benefiting Native Americans.
Was she working on a new book?
Do you know if Deborah was writing a new book when she died?
Oh, yes. Years in the making, enshrouded in mystery. Now we'll never get to read it.
Or I'll get to read it and it will be an ominous clue.
Do you know what it was about?
I wish, but no. Deb was tight-lipped about that one. All she stated publicly is that it wasn't a sequel.
You ever meet Deborah?
Have you ever met Deborah in person?
Oh, for sure. A bunch of times. Only briefly, though. At fan gatherings, book signings, and things like that.
This would have been a really funny point in the conversation for him to mention that he was, like, married to her. I'm pretty sure we know that she was single, like, unmarried. But, like, wouldn't that just be, like, super funny? We have, like, all this conversation, and he keeps, like, talking like he's just a fan who doesn't know anything, and he's like, oh, yeah, we were married for, like, 17 years. Like, what? This guy is creepy. I think it's so interesting that you turned on him that fast, Mystery, because, like, honestly, most of the stuff he's said since the introduction has seemed less creepy to me than the initial introduction. What is your favorite Deborah Sinclair book?
What's your favorite Deborah Sinclair book?
Oh, man. That depends on my mood. But I generally have a weak spot for her early experimental work, Like Evermore and The Guidance?
It's interesting. It's interesting for two reasons. One, it's intriguing to think that that might matter to me, that there's a whole dialogue option for that. I don't know if that's a puzzle, but like it could be, and it's a little odd. Two, this man has really not cared one bit for me to prove that I'm a fan. Like he didn't even ask what my favorite book is, and I didn't have to like lie or anything. Okay. What about
What
the
do you
killer?
know about the Soothsayer?
Only that he took a legendary author away from us.
Okay. What about scrying mirrors?
Do you know anything about scrying mirrors?
Not really. I just heard that they were connected to the murders.
I don't know that I necessarily want to ask like every single question humanly possible. But I'll ask him about some of the locations to see if that sparks anything, and maybe not dig all the way down unless I have to.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
No siree. I'm a Buddhist.
Well, that's intriguing.
Have you heard of the Azure Sky Motel?
Azure Sky. Azure Sky. Nope.
Heard of a new street drug called Pyre?
Have you heard of a drug called Pyre?
Nope. Never heard of that.
Do you know Hannah Verdue, who I think is the lady who sells Pyre? I guess not sells. Didn't they say they like always gave it away or something?
Do you know who Hannah Verdue is?
Oh, sure. She's a leading figure in the Cassidy poetry scene. I always try to drop by the Club of Hearts when I'm in town.
Ah, I see. Have you met her?
An average guy like me? I wish. I've seen her from a distance in her
I've only
club.
seen her at book
That's
signings.
about it.
Which is a weird coincidence, really.
What's your opinion on the Club of Hearts?
Only that I love the place.
Okay. Let me do this. Here's that special game mechanic the game never told me about. I kind of want to ask about the shrine. Just checking if there's anything else that would, like, obviously be of interest to ask about. Ask about his cooler.
I see you brought drinks.
Yep. Perfect weather for some iced tea.
That's a nice little shrine you've set up here.
Isn't it? People have come from all over the country to send Deborah off.
So, how long have you been parked here?
Let me think. 10 days?
I do not remember how long ago this particular murder happened. I thought it was more recent than that.
Holy crap. Well, that's some dedication, buddy.
Hey, thanks.
It's a much more measured response than I expect from my Kathy Rain. Okay, let's back off.
I'll let
And
you
I'm
get
just
back.
gonna
Don't be a stranger.
look at some
Chirp
stuff.
free. Must be lacking tenants at the moment.
Oh, I'm gonna go all the way that way, huh? The long way. Peanut butter and jelly the long way.
Fuel for a heater or a fireplace. That little supply won't last long in the winter, but this place probably isn't set up for year-round occupancy.
Let me go ahead and take her mail. I bet she's still getting spam.
It's got a lock on it. Guess Deborah didn't want people snooping through her mail. Those must create some cozy ambiance at night.
Kat says, honestly, I feel like this guy's either an unwitting accomplice or he's completely innocent. I am inclined to, like... I know he's, like, so intensely wholesome that, like, modern sensibility makes us seem suspicious to him. My instinct says he's just playing it straight. That he's just a guy. He's just a guy.
Shoot, the cops didn't leave the door open. Just my luck, huh?
I mean, if that guy weren't looking, I could break in. He's a little bit looking.
I have to find a way into...
I mean, just to say I tried.
Ugh, just as I feared. An old cabin like this doesn't have a tumbler lock.
There's gonna be a lot of that, huh? The classic Silent Hill, like, the door is jammed, or whatever thing that they say when the game is, like, full of locked doors, and they're like, we rendered an entire school, but there's only like 4 relevant rooms, so like just ignore this one.
Maybe Randy has some idea on how to get this open?
Do you think Randy's... That's an interesting take on Randy, to be honest. Can I ask him about my chakra pendant?
A fellow disciple of Buddha, eh? Rock on, sister.
Interesting. That didn't strike me as a Buddhist pendant. Actually, just...
Hey, Randy?
Yep.
Oh, I can't just, like, ask about my inventory. I wasn't really paying attention. Let's, like, actually ask him about
A
it.
fellow
Oh, same response. Okay. Can I ask him about... No. I can't seem to ask him about mission objectives, which the first game didn't really have. What about...
I don't want to show that.
So, okay, but if that's the case, then in what way would I expect him to have a suggestion on how to get inside? I think I might be done here for now.
Don't be
Maybe I can Santa Claus it. Maybe I can get up on the roof. Let's get the bounds of our world before we proceed, huh? To Jane Doe at Constance Hill. Not what I expected this environment to be, but seems normal enough. I didn't notice in the,
Here we are, Constance Hill. This better be worth the trip.
on the title screen that we had like a double-seater motorcycle. So it says, tries to Santa Claus it, gets stuck in the chimney only halfway in. I mean, that's the risk you run when you're Santa Clausing it, but sometimes you gotta do it for the greater good.
What do you know? Nothing but grime.
I like this animation of a can rolling back and forth in the breeze. Oh, hang on. A very pick-upable looking bottle that I can't interact with? That's odd. Oh, look at the crane. Look at the fun background crane. Move around again. Do it. Every time I see something interesting, it stops moving. Spiteful video game. The second I stop paying attention, it'll start doing it again. Bottles?
Looks like this place was a party spot.
Interesting.
Well, it ain't city concrete if it isn't covered in spray paint. Well,
Feels like at some point I'll be able to identify one of these symbols as being relevant. I'm assuming the red arrow situation.
looks like this.
Weird thing to zoom in on otherwise.
Hey!
Okay.
You're not supposed to be here!
I'm not convinced you also either are...
It's a free country, nut job. Step off before you get hurt.
Your face is all wrong! Take it off!
Well, that escalated very
Christ.
quickly.
Cassidy junkies never disappoint. I'm not getting near that nutcase again.
Oh, there it is. There's the crane going. Yeah, look at it go. Also, airplane. Okay. Log?
Thanks for the assist, Mr. Log. This must be it. This is where they found Jane Doe. No obvious clues. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but I guess there isn't much to find in this place.
Good use of taser. Well, we don't have knife yet, but, you know, we were given stun gun right away, so...
Not a bad idea, but I might want to put on the pendant first.
That's not what I was going for, but sure, we could do that. Found inner calm after a violent episode. There's an achievement for that.
I've got earth and fire present here, but I didn't quite catch the wind.
I'm shocked that I'm that close, though, however. What would we put on the pennant before using the camera? Well, I was thinking that I would take a photo of the crime scene, just in case there was some detail that might be useful there later. However, the game's interpretation is that there's evidence of fire on the ground together with, you know, the earth, and the hippie in the RV meadow said that she wouldn't talk to me until I showed her evidence via photo of me wearing this necklace to, like, in the presence of 3 elements to, like, realign my root chakra or something. Wind. I don't think I have anything that can do wind. Unless I throw away my articles and let the wind catch them.
I don't see how.
Yeah, I think there just has to be something for later.
I'm not getting near that. Oh, neat. I can see my office building from here.
And I can almost see downtown Lidsville from here.
There's a fairly big mountain range up north. The city of Gleam in all its glory.
I don't think there's anything else to do here for now. I have to figure out how to harness the wind. Other than that, I don't know. Can I look in the fire pit? I got kind of
Fire pit for grilling food, but there's nothing but ashes inside. Looks like better not. I don't want that guy to sneak up on me again.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this drain will be relevant later, and I think if we can figure out how to harness the wind, we'll need to come back here for that photo. But other than that, I think this is another location on pause. It's really interesting to have day 1 be so, like, devoid of places to go, and to have day 2 suddenly, like, expand out quite so far. Guess we'll do Verdant Street. Verdant.
A missing cat, roommate wanted, junk for sale.
My brain ignored the comma and read that as roommate wanted junk for sale.
Oh, and a Rachel complaining about neighbors blasting satanic death cult metal music. I gotta meet this neighbor and maybe bring my boombox for good measure. Well, those poor things are beyond help.
Straight to roof, really? Okay.
Standard issue forensic seal. If somebody unauthorized is caught breaking this, they're going to jail.
Maybe in 1998.
Nothing but overdue bills. I don't think that's worth tampering with. Eric Holloway.
It's pronounced hallway? That's where we're standing?
Notes left from friends and family. Nothing in particular stands out.
Who this be?
Rachel Wang.
Yep, that tracks. That's the Rachel.
Hooked on Jesus, huh? Guess they'd get along with Eileen.
Really just assuming a lot there. Okay.
The next door neighbor of Eric. No reason to bother them unless I have reason to believe they knew Eric well.
You could ask, but you are Kathy Rain, so I guess I shouldn't expect you to try that.
I always wanted to get a chance to use one of those things. Make a real mess somewhere.
Or like propulsion in outer space. Any Wall-E fans? Oh yeah, who was it who posted just like a new Wall-E? Was that a Hallmark ornament? There's like a Wall-E Christmas ornament someone posted to the Discord. Looks neat. Was that you, Demolition? It's good. I mean, I was given one a few years ago that I like quite a bit, but this is a good new one where he's wearing a Santa hat. What a dump. Ah, U.S. Wally pen. I gotcha. But yeah, I'm gonna look into that. I haven't really found a tree solution. Last year was a lot overwhelming, and I've never been much for decoration, so I should get on that. But first, I gotta re-window my house. Just had a really weird moment of appreciating the fact that I like have a house to have re-windowed. Like it feels really incidental after a while, but it's like my house needs windows.
Frag. Boy, this person gets around. I've seen their work all over town.
Wasn't there some weird frag-like name in the last game?
I think I'll save my climbing quota for later.
Oh, are we doing that now? Do you have a quota for that?
God, I wish my apartment building had working AC. I've been nagging my landlord for months about it.
It's too real, I hate it. Interesting place for this shrine.
Eric. Sorry you had to die like this. It's all generic condolences. Except this note here. I miss you. It should have been us. May God watch over you. R.W. Oh, that must be Rachel Wayne downstairs. I should go have a chat with her.
That's an interesting thing for her to write. It should have been us. Like, someone with survivor's guilt might say it should have been me. It should have been us? It's odd.
Tons of spent candles. After dark, this little shrine must have looked quite nice under candlelight.
Do people actually write their initials? I think some people legitimately do. I'm not sure if you would necessarily for, like, a condolence note or what have you. But, like... I mean, certainly I think some people are just in the habit of, like, a stylized signature or something and might just, like, instinctively put it on something like that.
Hello, Eric. Sorry you had to die like... All dried up. No surprise, it's been months since the murder.
Any other, like, super small hot spots? No, I think we're good. I think we learned about Rachel, and then we go downstairs until we have, like, I don't know, a shootout up here on the ladder? I guess it's more likely we'd climb on the ladder and then, like, jump on top of someone or something.
Standard issue.
Who is it?
Hey, I just want to talk about Eric. I'm a private investigator.
Like, giving your name is a way to invoke trust. This feels like a slightly weird cold call.
No more detectives. Please, go away.
Would it help if I said I was a land shark?
Well, that went well. I guess she doesn't trust people in my line of work.
Quick, I should invent DoorDash so that I can then claim to be delivering DoorDash. Is that something? Earn Rachel's trust. Maybe I can figure out a way to channel the wind and then provide her a photo of myself with my, like, aligned chakras. Maybe that would help. It'd be funny if I, like, now I could, like, harass the other neighbor to try and, like, get her. There really just aren't hotspots on this one, huh? It feels weird. No. Am I supposed to show her Eileen's business card and claim to be Eileen?
Hey, it's Rachel, right? I dropped my card in your mailbox. I just want to talk.
Look at me figuring that out. That was a weird thing to do. I'd like to know what Vasco would think of the movie. I tried looking up Lisa Frankenstein. I wasn't familiar with it. I think maybe I'd seen a trailer for it when it came out, but, like, wasn't really on my radar at the time. It's not streaming anywhere where I can, like, easily access it, and I truthfully haven't had much time lately, but it does look really interesting.
You're a Christian reporter? What do you want?
Only to talk to you about Eric. It's for a story, a respectful one.
Reporting respectfully.
Oh, I suppose that would be all right.
It would probably help for me to not look like this right now.
Could you open the door? It's hard for me to hear you out here.
Did you wash your hands? I can't risk getting any germs in here.
Of course. Can I come in?
No, I prefer it like this. I have a weak immune system.
Sure, no problem.
I mean, I don't want to presume, but since her name is Rachel Wang, I kind of assumed that she, you know, was Asian heritage. It kind of looks like that's the character model we're going for. I'm a little surprised she doesn't just, like, have a mask. Even if it's 1998, that's, like, more common in Asian cultures. I don't think that'd be weird for, like, an Asian person in Cassidy, wherever the heck we are. I mean, specifically because she's saying she has a weak immune system. Like, that seems like I would just expect that.
Okay. Ask your questions then.
Okay. Didn't really think this through. Let's respectfully ask about the drug pyre. Okay, how about... I mean, we'll start with him, I guess?
So, let's talk about Eric.
All right. What do you want to know?
What was he like?
What was Eric like as a person?
Oh, he was just such a kind, loving man. Not a bad bone in his body. He had so much going for him. But then bad things happened, sending him down a dark path.
What bad things?
Sarah, the girl he was planning to marry, she killed herself.
That feels like that makes her comment seem even weirder. It should have been us. Maybe what she means by that is like she wishes she had been in a relationship with Eric and feels like maybe that would have led him away from danger instead of Sarah.
Oh, damn. How did he cope with that?
He became depressed. I did my best to help. Tried so hard to be his friend and bring Jesus into his life, but he wouldn't let me.
I see. What happened next?
Did he become a necromancer? That would make for an interesting turn.
He started doing drugs.
Oh,
He
that's
was
not
out
as
of it
interesting.
on more than one occasion, acting all confused out in the hallway. One time, he was so messed up, I had to help him to his bed. I saw lots of paraphernalia.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Well, then there was all the women, of course. All those filthy harlots and temptresses. They just couldn't leave him alone.
So, what kind of relationship did you have with him? Were you, like a harlot or a temptress? Would you say you're more of a harlot or a temptress? Asking for like a, I don't know, like a Cosmo quiz.
What kind of relationship did you have with Eric?
I loved Eric. I truly did, with all my heart.
But it wasn't reciprocated?
I know it was, deep down. He just couldn't find a way to convey it.
See, you should have sat him down for that Cosmo quiz.
I'm sure he would have realized that one day we were meant to be together, if it wasn't for all those despicable floozies.
Alright, now I see the point you're trying to make, but I mean, really? Even in 1998, we're going with floozies? Feels like the different power plays in nature, harlot versus temptress. I mean, I feel like there's a real... Like so many other questions, you can interpret it in such a way that it makes like an interesting discussion about how you see yourself or whatever, right? It feels really weird that I got the ability to ask if Eric was seeing a lot of women when he died after we learned that's already true, but I'm gonna ask it anyway.
Was Eric seeing a lot of women when he died?
Too many to count. They kept dragging him back into sin. I prayed.
Since the
and
next
I
town
prayed,
over, by
but
the way.
They kept on coming. It didn't end until one of those Jezebels killed him. I know it in my heart. That's what happened.
Did any of the women stick out in some way? Maybe one of them acted suspicious?
One of them said, "Eric, I'm going to kill you with my floozy harlot powers." But it could have been any of them.
Not that I can remember. I'd have to check my... no.
What do you think she was gonna say? What do you think she was gonna say?
You'd have to check your, what? Your diary?
It's called the Harlanomicon. It keeps track of all the harlots.
I misspoke. Don't mind me. I get confused sometimes.
Okay, what can you tell me about Eric's murder? Respectfully.
What can you tell me about Eric's murder?
I wish I had something to share about that horrible day, but I was out like a light after taking something to help me sleep. If I'd have been awake, maybe I could have done something.
What needs to be a soundbite? It's always tricky when people say that because there's like enough lag with like game and chat. Harlot Nomicon. But no one even, I'm the one who said that. It's not like a viable soundbite.
It wasn't your fault, Rachel. When did you first learn about Eric's death?
The morning after. I didn't see his body, which I'm grateful for. I did witness the blood, though, which was horrific enough.
I can imagine. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary during the days before the murder?
Several stab wounds, why do you ask?
No, nothing. Eric and I hadn't spoken for a while.
He caught a glimpse of the Harlot Nomicon and he was upset with me. We weren't on speaking terms. The Harlot, the Floozy, and the Lady of the Night. A really weird take on the line, Witch in the Wardrobe. I mean, it sounds like it basically has the same themes, right? How about scrying mirrors? I bet if she knows anything, she condemns them as floozy sorcery. Is that a thing?
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Foul implements, used for witchcraft and black magic. You should steer clear of them.
There's something I really appreciate about the sincerity with which this voice actress manages to deliver lines like this. I genuinely think it's kind of hard to do. How about the Soothsayer?
What do you know about the Soothsayer?
Only that he's an irredeemable demon. I have faith that when his time comes, God will judge him harshly for all the misery he has caused.
Pregnant pause. I mean, more specifically, just like I mean, I tease a little bit, but like some of this like kind of outdated sounding language, it's like hard to say it and not sound like you're making fun of it. Just like, you know, people are always going to be like weird and puritanical about all kinds of stuff. But like floozies, you know, like let's talk about you, Rachel.
What can you tell me about yourself, Rachel?
Well, my family is Korean. We belong to a Methodist church.
Oh yeah, I should ask her about the weird church, the King of Kings.
As for me personally, I guess I'm not that interesting. I don't go out much.
Although, isn't it the King of Kings Catholic Church, which I still think is weird?
Due to your immune system?
Yes, not that any of the doctors believe me. Agents of Satan.
Oh, that's not ideal. I don't love that for you. Up next, her brother died of consumption. Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh. What do you do to support yourself, then?
I'm a Jezebel Slayer.
I've been between jobs for a while now. I get help from my family in the church.
That's nice. Do you know the drug called Pyre? Is it possible that Eric was taking that? I feel like I should ask this, but also I feel like she could react badly to it.
Have you ever heard of a drug called Pyre?
Goodness, no. I want nothing to do with drugs.
Okay. So at least as far as she's willing to tell us, that's not part of Eric's story.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
I've heard of it, but I belong to a different church.
I don't remember who Benedict Townsend was. Clearly he's one of the victims, because that's like everything in my whole stupid idiot book. Let me ask about just like his forensics.
I don't want to ask.
And the tokens of
I've
remembrance?
noticed quite a few tokens of remembrance around. It seems Eric will be missed.
You don't know the half of it. This place is nothing but a hollow shell without him.
You know, Demolition, I think that with her compromised immune system, Rachel is at risk of experiencing the vapors at just any moment.
I don't want to ask her about... I can see that no one has moved into Eric's apartment yet.
Not yet. No. The police haven't allowed it.
I don't want to...
Do you like Mego?
I don't want to show that to her.
Taser. It'll be funny.
I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to.
It's tough because like there's just so many things I can ask about, and I really strongly feel like most of these probably don't matter. So like I hesitate to spend a bunch of time on it, but like.
Do you know Deborah
I've heard her name, but I'm not much of a reader.
What do you know about Jane Doe, the fourth Soothsayer victim?
I heard she was burned alive. I can't imagine the pain.
I feel like it would be weird if you could.
What do you know about Benedict Townsend, the deacon killed by the Soothsayer?
I know that he was a prominent figure in charity work all around Cassidy. My pastor even held a sermon in his memory.
What do you know about Rose Taylor, the first Soothsayer victim?
Not much. I just know that the police think that she was stabbed to death by the same person that murdered Eric.
Do you know the Azure Sky Motel?
That's where the first victim of the Soothsayer was staying. I don't know much else than that, though.
Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
No, I haven't heard that name before.
Have you heard of the Club of Hearts?
I haven't. Never been there.
Okay. I think that's all the TV there is.
That's all my questions. Thanks.
You're welcome. Bye now, and God bless you.
Yeah. You too. Poor girl, this Rachel. She seems to have quite a few issues. I'm not sure how reliable her information on Eric is.
What do you talk? I didn't notice anything in that testimony that would make me question her objectivity whatsoever.
In any case, I think I'm done here for today.
Oh, that's interesting. So if I go back out on the bike, I can't come here? Like, I think I agree with that. It's just interesting for it to cut it off in that fashion. That's not very typical of a game like this. No, I can't go back there. It's just, that's interesting. I don't know what to make of that, actually. I still haven't figured out anything about the wind. Oh, thank goodness. Another graveyard. Maybe it'll take me 4 hours to, like, walk into it.
The King of Kings Catholic Church, established 1904.
It's probably a sin to take tools out of a priest's toolbox, huh?
There's an open toolbox on the driver's seat. Hey there. How's it going?
No time to chat, young lady. I gotta get this old bird up and running. You'll have to come back later.
Engine trouble? Can I help?
Maybe so. As long as you aren't a complete dimwit.
See you later.
See that toolbox?
Yeah? What about it?
It's real simple. I'll ask you for tools. You hand them over, one by one.
Ah, crap, I'm a
No
dimwit.
problem. Sounds easy enough.
Good. Just don't hand me the wrong thing. That would be an abject disaster.
I feel like that strongly implies that you yourself are a dimwit. That you will try to use whatever tool I hand you to your own physical detriment without, like, acknowledging that maybe it's not the right thing and acting in your own best interest.
I think I can handle it. I happen to know a thing or two about engines.
That's so. This should be smooth sailing then. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, concerned about this. Am a bit of an idiot. There will be tests.
Still waiting?
No, he said let him know when I was ready.
All right, I'm ready. What do you need?
Hand over the medium-sized wrench, will ya? Not the rusty one.
Okay, so the rusty one is 12. We have a 9, 10, 11, and 13. So with that information, if we're not using the rusty one, I'm guessing... Oh, no, wait. We also have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, it still makes me think it's probably 11. Although, there's also a big one that doesn't have a number on it. I think 11's our man.
just something to cut a wire and check the voltage.
Hey Haggis, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the 94-month resub. How's it going? Something to cut the wire and check the voltage. Now you know that's two different things, right? Like the voltage check is obviously like our yellow box in the middle. I don't think anything's really close to that at all. There are... Now that's pliers. Are blue guys the wire cutter? I think the blue one's the wire cutter. As opposed to the yellow? Yeah, it's also pliers. Okay. Cutting pliers. Do we have another thing that's cutting style? I don't really think so. It should be that, and then like the yellow box. Hey, ahoy, Alcadius as well.
That's finished. What's next?
Welcome. Wait a minute, what's going on? Well, we're gearing up for a big Halloween stream like always. I'm really excited for this one. Had some setbacks in my setup for it this week, but I think I'll get everything done that I need to get done. So I do encourage you to show up. God, it's 2 weeks away. What an insane month October is. Also, we're currently playing Kathy Rain 2 Soothsayer, a sequel to Kathy Rain, which we've been playing recently. We are a goth detective lady. We don't have a lot of social chill. It's interesting. I feel like you'd like it.
Give me the regular pliers and then the big Phillips screwdriver.
The big Phillips. Guess that'd be the red one? No. Oh, the big Phillips. So regular, generic pliers, long plier. I guess generic would be the regular pliers? Corazon is on a trip for the weekend, so I figured I'd stop in. Well, I appreciate it. It's always good to see you, Haggis. I don't have a lot of confidence in my abilities. That's true for most things, though.
Now I need the key set, the mini wrench, and the other big screwdriver, not the one you gave me before.
Hey, it's my sister, Funny Godmother. Hello, MVD, just playing a copy of Pokemon my employer gave me. I thought you had, pre-ordered from the Pokemon Center. I thought we talked about that at some point. I was meaning to ask you what Pokemon Plus you got. I got Tepig. You can hang out here, Tepig. Nerd. Yeah, I only played a few hours of it yesterday, but I've been liking Pokemon ZA so far. Yeah. Tepig is a good pig. Let's ignore the connotations of being a good pig. Okay, I need the key set, the mini wrench, the other big screwdriver. Is the key set... Is he referring to the hex key / Allen wrench? I'm not sure what else here would be a key set. Unless I'm being stupid, which is entirely possible. So key set, mini wrench, I assume that's just the smallest of the wrenches, which would be the 8. Unless, again, I'm missing something. And then the big flathead. Yeah, since calling them hex keys, I'll go with that as the key set. So the key set, the mini wrench, and the big flathead. Chikorita is best girl. I had dedicated myself.
That part is handled.
I like the idea of letting fate decide my partner Pokemon, since I don't have like the same degree of attachment to the ZA assortment of starters as I do to like Kanto or Alola or some of the others. But I think my natural instinct is that Chikorita was the one most exciting to me of the three. We talk about how terrifying Hotel Desk Guy is, though. My favorite thing about Az in his appearance in this game is that, like, mostly everyone else has, like, kind of, like, normal tone for a Pokemon game. They're like, let's become strong trainers and, like, work towards being better and living in a better world. And Az is like, secretly, the world knows only despair. Hopefully one of you can bring joy to the world once again. Like, dude, like, get some sun. I don't know. He said, you bet. I see you, Demolition. Arcadia says, I decided to ignore my disappointment and chose Totodile. Did I miss context for what the disappointment was? Game is really teaching me how to roll like I had to roll to get away from that elephant. I mean, no one has more practical experience from my experience with a safety roll the way you do.
Hand over the rusty wrench. Something to bash with. And the small flat screwdriver, will you?
Okay, rusty wrench, mallet, and small flat. Small flat. I really hope that when the camera pans back over to the engine of the car, it's like transformed into something like preposterous. The disappointment is his Mega Evolution. I haven't looked up any of the new Mega Evolutions that weren't officially revealed.
6-inch bolt here. A real oily little thing. First, I need something to clean it with, and then a tool to grip it properly.
So, like, I'm gonna be in for some, like, real rude awakenings or whatever. Or maybe just some fun surprises? I don't know. Okay, so I need something to clean it with, which I assume is the rag, probably. And then a tool to grip it, which is probably our... What is this thing called? The... ratchet wrench? No. There's some name for it that's escaping me. Could be Staryu. I mean, I don't think I've seen an official picture of the Mega Starmie. But I've seen, like, a depiction of it that if it is close to the real thing, it is not good. Yeah, adjustable wrench, sure. I think there's a different name for that. But I think it just wants rag and that. This is a really weird puzzle, by the way.
Hand me the other type of screwdriver. Same size as the last
come
one you
on.
gave me. Also, I need a wrench 2 sizes smaller than the last fixed-size wrench.
This is an insane, like... Why would you behave in this fashion? Like, what do you stand to gain as the guy who's trying to do work on the engine by, like, giving me a Sphinx riddle of his tools? Just, like, tell me the name of the movie you'd like to see, father. Demolition says, you do? Good luck with that. Okay, so I need a small Phillips head screwdriver, because the last one I gave him was the small flat, and he says he needs a wrench that is 2 sizes smaller than the last fixed size wrench. When he says last in this context, do you think he means like the biggest one? So he needs the one that's 2 sizes smaller than the biggest one? The biggest one is 13, so I would need 11 again, is my assumption. There's just no benefit to describing things in this fashion. You need an old priest and a young priest. Go find me a young priest and we'll get started. Honestly, I think that would make more sense than this request, and presumably if there's one after this, whatever that would sound like.
Lord, give me strength. Son of a gun, that made me lose my train of thought. We'll have to start this task all over again.
Okay, no, but like for real, like the only thing that I got wrong there is an interpretation of his weirdly subjective, nonsensical way of describing the fixed wrench. What do you think he meant? Like, what do you think he meant?
Well, isn't that just great?
Rusty wrench. Something to bash with, and a small flat screwdriver.
This is an insanely stupid thing. My mom says if you...
I got a 6-inch bolt here. A real oily little thing. First,
Yeah, these two. It's fine. My mom says, if you and a medium-sized wrench twice as big as the second to the last one you gave me get on a train, how fast are you going? And when will you reach Saskatchewan? That's, like, equally valid to the last thing he asked me that he got upset that I didn't intuit his idiot Sphinx riddle for. What is this game? It's Kathy Rain 2. We play as a goth, and all the puzzles are weird. It's a point-and-click adventure game, but, like, it gets real weird, like, all the time. At least the first one did. We're not actually that far in this game, because the first puzzle was, like, basically actual library work. So now you
let's
wanna...
have the other screwdriver. Same size. And drop a couple of inches from the last fixed-size wrench you gave me.
Oh. See, that's like a whole... That's a completely different question than what I think... It's definitely phrased differently than the last time. Like, the last screwdriver could mean multiple things. Saying the last one you gave me is relevant context distinct from what he just said. So the other screwdriver, same size, is still the stupid teal thing. The last fixed screwdriver I gave him was the rusty one. So he wants 10, right? Hey, Demolition, you want to go ahead and look up what I assume to be true, that if you don't make any mistakes in this preposterously long and poorly conveyed puzzle, there's like an achievement for it? Because, like, I'm like 90% sure that's true.
Hit the ignition, lass.
So I only got the last one wrong, and only because, in my genuine opinion, that question is phrased in a genuinely misleading way for, like, no particular value. Awesome.
Okay, hang on.
Praise the Lord.
Oh, no, hang on. I still got an achievement for that. Tinkerer, apparently not a complete dimwit. I don't know if there's a better one for, like, genuinely not being a dimwit or something, but the previous game kind of suggested this was the type of game that likes to give you really easily missable achievements.
I prefer to go by Kathy, but thanks.
I didn't quite catch that, young lady.
Oh, never mind. Now I think I've deserved a little chat. You're Reverend Winters, right?
Indeed. Hugh Winters at your service.
The name is Rain. Kathy Rain. I'm a private investigator.
Rain, Kathy Rain, legitimate human being, real name. Nice to meet you.
Oh, I see. Another one. Very well, ask your questions then.
This guy sounds a little bit like the dad in the Carousel of Progress. Okay. Tell me about your church, my guy.
Care to tell me about your church?
Well, the King of Kings is a Catholic church with roots nearly as old as the city itself. These days, we're a fairly small congregation, around 200 active parishioners.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. That's good. That's good to know. I'm glad that Pepperidge Farm is an archival resource for all things.
I see. So, how long have you been a priest here?
Coming up on 30 years now.
Oh, wow, that's a long time.
I suppose so, yes. But I've been nothing but content here. Until the murder, that is. Things will never be the same.
It'd be really funny if he just left it as like, I've been really content here. And then we asked about the murder, and he's like, I said what I said.
Yeah, I can imagine.
What, an achievement? Yeah, I mean, I assume it's not like a plot spoiler, just something I can do here at the church or something. Log picks up the car, like, while he's standing here? Oh man, that's a crazy person thing to do. How about we know that Rachel doesn't go to this church. We know that Eric was some degree spiritual. We don't know if he went to this church. Do you know Eric?
What do you know about Eric Holloway? The second Soothsayer victim?
Except for Ben, I don't know much about any of these murder victims.
Also double zap the junkie. I'm not sure if he's still there, but I mean, I am an adventure game protagonist, so I have to be kind of a sociopath. And also, he might have earned it, because he was real scary. You know about scrying mirrors?
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Well, they're pagan instruments used for millennia.
Millennia
It would seem to me
items.
they have some ritualistic purpose for the Soothsayer.
What makes you say that? Couldn't they just be a signature or a decoy even?
No, I was there. That room, it was a place of sacrifice. The view of my departed friend was a monstrous display. I shall never forget it.
So, the reason I really came here was to ask about the Soothsayer.
Very well, go ahead.
Were you the one who found the murder victim?
His name was Ben. Remember that. And yes, I was. It was in the rectory, right here behind us.
Do you mind if I have a look inside?
Yes, I mind. It's my home. But the police already ransacked the place, and we had the whole room refurbished for the reconsecration.
I understand. Can you walk me through what happened that night, then?
Well, I came back late, after traveling. The front door was unlocked, which is unusual, but not overly alarming.
Care to explain why that would be? Why it would not be overly alarming that the front door was unlocked? I guess maybe just because it's a shared space, multiple priests live there?
I entered and kept quiet in case Ben was asleep, but it didn't take long for me to notice that his bedroom door was wide open.
I bet it was those darn floozies.
That's when my eye caught the shadow of his hanging body. I ran up to the doorway and saw him on full display, and, well, I froze from shock. It was immediately clear that there was nothing I could do. He wasn't moving. He wasn't making a sound, and his face was blue. The world didn't make sense until I got my bearings. Took a small step and heard the cracks of broken glass under my shoe. I saw the mirror shards and I realized that he didn't do that to himself. Someone must have done it to him. I carefully backed out of the room, called the emergency services, and they arrived shortly thereafter.
Did you notice any other relevant details in the room?
Hey, Jakey, welcome to the stream. How's it going?
No, like I said, I was in shock. My friend was dead, murdered. I needed to get the authorities there, and I had to go pray.
Understandable. Who do you think did this to Ben?
Some low-level criminal, but at least we got Spider-Man out of it.
I don't know. But he had plans to meet someone that night. A lost soul, he said. I never inquired in detail, saw no need to ask more. Now I obviously wish I had.
Did Ben keep records of his meetings?
He did, but none were found, so I can only assume that the killer disposed of them.
Sounds likely. Was there anyone that he was seeing like this regularly?
I'm sure. I wouldn't know any specifics. I haven't been involved in that work lately.
I see. Thanks.
About Ben.
If you don't mind me asking, what was Ben like as a person?
Was he a
I'm
floozy?
glad you asked, because these days most people know him as Ben, the murder victim. Isn't it a tragedy how a man's life's work can be so utterly overshadowed by his final moments?
I mean, I think that's a valid thing to be occupied with, but at the same time, it's worth noting that, like, a lot of the people who know him that way basically didn't know him at all when he was alive. So, like, I don't know if it's as much that he's being overshadowed as just that, like, more people are aware of him than those who knew him.
Tragic indeed. Perhaps
Real
you can help me
tragedy.
get a more nuanced view?
I'll try. Ben was a good man, a good Christian, and he always managed to stay optimistic despite leading quite a difficult life.
This game has heavy themes. It does. It is about a serial killer, and there's definitely some, like, faith-based questions and things of that nature already, and we're not that far into it. Don't blame me if that's feeling a little heavy. I missed whatever is going on in your life, Jakey, but I'm sorry if you're having a rough time. It is a rough time in general.
Difficult how?
I shouldn't say. He wouldn't want me to share all of his secrets.
Shh.
But trust me, he carried great pain.
Fair enough. Did he have any immediate family?
Only the Soothsayer, a murderer who was also his sibling. Oh no, all of his secrets!
No, and he never married. He had distant relatives out of state, but as far as I know, they were estranged.
No, and he never married. That's kind of a weird thing to say because these are Catholic priests, right? Like, there's a lot of religious figures who are free to marry, but Catholic priests do not.
Okay. Next of kin?
Never came into play. He had a written will and left everything to charity.
Who is this Charity? Is she one of the harlots I've heard so much about?
Got it. Thanks. Does the name Rachel Wang mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, my child.
Have you ever heard of a drug called pyre?
I haven't, no. Why would you ask that?
Drug tests have shown that the Soothsayer victims had pyre in their bloodstream when they were killed.
That's preposterous. Ben wouldn't go near anything like that. He didn't even drink coffee.
Covertly drugged then, maybe? Or coerced?
Something along those lines. The Ben I knew would never voluntarily abuse narcotics.
So you do know what it is, because you're assuming it's narcotic in nature. We're not going to call him on that? That feels a little weird to me, but okay.
Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
I don't know.
Do you know the Club of Hearts?
It may come as a shock to you, but I'm not the clubbing type.
Do you know the Azure Sky Motel?
Never heard of it.
Anything around here I want to ask him about? Ask him about the city.
You've got quite a nice plot here in the middle of the city.
I suppose so, yes. It wasn't that special when the church was founded, but the city grew quite quickly around it when the mining in this area took off.
Silver mining, for no one who asked. I don't know if it'll be relevant, but it was in the library section.
I don't want to ask him about... Forgive my ignorance, but what is a rectory exactly?
A rectory houses the living quarters for the serving pastor. Me, that is. And it also contains office space and guest rooms for other important members of the congregation.
I'm glad we managed to resuscitate your old bird, even though I rarely tinker with anything that has more than 2 wheels.
Heh, biker, born and bred, are ya? I used to drive a Zenkai in my younger days.
Zenkai, isn't that the special move that the people in Bleach have? The Zenkai? All the, like, captains of the Soul Society or whatever? I haven't actually seen that much Bleach.
Oh, no shit. That's neat. I don't want to ask about... Care to tell me about your church?
Well, the King of Kings is these days.
Yeah, it's the same as if you...
I see.
Coming up on...
Oh, wow.
I suppose.
Yeah. I don't
Stay
want to
less?
ask about...
Okay. Alright. Yes, sir. Okay.
All right, that's all. I'll let you get back to the repairs.
Very well. Take care, young lady.
All right, looks like that's all I'll be able to learn about the deacon here today.
Alright, now I'm doing this because Demolition said that there would be an achievement. It'd be a really funny troll if he was just lying and I get arrested because the priest doesn't like that I'm breaking into his car, but, you know, we're here and I saved, so whatever.
A, it's unlocked. B, he's standing right there. C, I hate cars.
We learned something interesting. We know that she's a biker, but she hates cars? Is there like a backstory to that?
Still not the worst idea, though.
It did. Grand Theft Auto. Came close to committing a Class D felony. So it feels like that's all the TV there is here. But unfortunately, I still haven't figured out how to, like, obtain the power of the wind. I need to paint with all the colors of the wind or something so that I can get my chakras aligned. By the way, I spent this entire Halloween season forgetting that I had Halloween shirts, which is crazy. But here's Grogu sitting in a pumpkin. It's just been a weird time, man. I don't know. 2025 has been a rough. It's just a rough time. So I can't currently. Can I do something interesting downtown? No, it seems like no. Unless I can go in the pawn shop.
I'm broke, and there's nothing I want to pawn.
I feel like we've covered all our angles then.
Bulky looking thing. Guess that's a necessity in a neighborhood like this.
Guess I'll just leave. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that 2025 is a rough decade. Kind of an understatement, but I'll still co-sign. So we haven't gotten into the cabin that the writer lived in yet. We haven't been able to talk to Meadow. Been to like most of the places I can get to. I don't have any obvious ideas on how to invoke the wind. This isn't a Sierra game. I mean, it's not, but speak to that. How do you mean that? Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, this does strike me as the type of game that likes to include achievements that you can miss out on. So, as I kind of suspected, if you leave the scene with the quote-unquote junkie who just, like, attacks you in the park, then he's no longer around to, quote, double zap. Which, you know what, I think I'm fine with that, even if, you know, maybe he wasn't super chill. Anyone have any thoughts on how to invoke the wind?
A fire pit for grilling food, but there's nothing but ashes inside.
Then which I'd say, like, if something doesn't seem disruptive to natural puzzle solving or storytelling and I'm around it, feel free to shout it out. Why not? Only doing missable ones. That seems fine.
A fire. Well, it ain't city concrete. Looks like this.
Prompts like in Kyrandia. You mean the... like the diamonds? Is that what they look like in Kyrandia? It's been a minute. There's a crystal in front of Deborah. I mean like that inherently I think is a spoiler because I haven't seen Deborah. Deborah's dead. I tried to use the crystal. Did I actually try to use the crystal at the cabin? I tried to show the guy the crystal. That's the. Oh no, Meadow is the hippie. Deborah's the author. Yeah. The tape does. Oh, I just realized we're like really close to getting fingerprints. That's what we're doing. I need like some kind of powder, and I'm gonna apply it with the makeup brush, and then use tape. That's what we're doing. It's good to have that in mind because if you're not thinking of that, that'll catch you off guard and be annoying. You can't do that. Oh, I mean, there's a lot of. It's kind of a staple of adventure games to have some dialogue that's basically like, I'm not doing the thing. I think it's Ditto is the one who like will normally post it on Discord when he comes across it in the wild. There's like someone made this like great like pre-TikTok short video like making fun of adventure games where like someone's like playing an adventure game and they have a ladder and their goal is to get to like a high place, and they go through all this rigmarole and they combine a bunch of nonsense and make like a makeshift ladder. And it's just like, yep, that is the essence of adventure games, especially from like the late 80s and early 90s. The ones on either side of that have more different types of problems.
I already looked here. Not the worst idea. Some aspect of fire needs to be featured in the photo. I think Meadow wanted the place itself to be associated with fire, though. Not that I'm the actual source of the fire.
I played the Nancy Drew games. I don't think I've actually played any of them. I've seen parts of a few of them played. There's like one set in Japan that I watched Day 9 playthrough a while back. And the Game Grumps played one that's set in like... I don't know. Like Norway or something? Sweden? I'm really bad at like identifying countries and cultures from that region for some reason. I think that was the one where like the weird cowboy like recounts his like testimony and is basically like well, I fired and then I missed. Guess we can't light the pit. I don't think we can, although I think when I tried it before, the junkie was around and that might have been an obstacle. Like, I think I might be wrong, but I think the idea is that like because one of the victims burned to death here, that's the fire element, and then the earth is like the grass around it. I just need something that like depicts the wind, and I don't know how to do that, but it feels like something I'm supposed to do today. Maybe if I take the photo while the plane is behind me, that counts? I doubt it.
That should be it. I better get this back to Meadow.
Oh my god, is that really what the game wanted? Am I a genius or have I lost my mind?
That was
Ask, I've got an interesting question for you. What is your favorite ongoing joke that has been birthed from your streams? Mine is King's Quest Chapter 2. It makes me really happy that someone likes the King's Quest Chapter 2 thing. That was such a weird time in my life and in the stream time. That's a good question. I mean, I don't know that it's like specifically born of the stream, but like using knife to solve all problems is like an extension of just like how I play adventure games, and that's fun to me. Even the soundboard. Don't need a map to get to Bone Town is quite good. That's just classic. Scraw is not bad. Kane says, I played Nancy Drew The Captive Curse with family, and it wasn't a fun experience. Plot was in Germany for that one. The sense I get, and again, my experience with this is very limited and secondhand, but the sense I get is that the Nancy Drew games are probably all pretty interesting in theory, and I get the impression that they vary kind of significantly in quality.
I don't need a map to get to Bone Town.
Oh no, you know what? I probably just need to wait for my hair to blow in the wind, and that just happened to happen when I was trying to take a photo of the plane. I just got lucky. That's probably what that is. That's a little annoying, but you know what? I'll take it, because it wasn't that hard to do. That is an interesting question, though. I wonder if there's, like... I mean, another one I'm kind of partial to, even though I don't think anyone ever laughs at it, is, like, I bet that's funny in Japanese.
Beep!
Beep. I'm glad the beep is working. I've been having some weird issues with the Stream Deck lately, where, like... Some of the audio I've assigned to it just, like, randomly stopped working. Like, I was, like, tinkering with stuff for the Halloween stream, and then, like... I was just like randomly pressing some of the buttons to make sure I hadn't broken anything, which I shouldn't have, but then for some reason all of the beeps stopped working and I had to reset them all. Don't know why that happened.
I don't think...
It's somewhat effective!
Wow, look at you! You're positively glowing!
Thanks, I guess. I took that picture you wanted.
Oh, that's okay. I can see that your chakra is well taken care of. Oh, aren't you supposed to have scars, though?
Speak to that. What does that mean? Is that some weird thing Eileen alluded to?
Scars? What are you on about? I've got plenty of emotional ones, if that counts.
I'll sometimes make reference to this. This type of thing is perpetually interesting and kind of funny to me. What are you on about is the thing that I will sometimes say, because I am like too dialed into like Europe. Like I watch British content creators and stuff like that. It's weird that it's like pretty heavily, if not outright stated, it's heavily implied or outright stated that this is meant to take place in the US. What are you on about? It strikes me as a really British expression. So like I would not expect Kathy Rain to say that. Which says, aren't you supposed to have scars? Hi, have we met? Are you crazy? I just came over here.
Oh, never mind. I must be confusing you with someone else. Have a seat, love.
Got your chakras out of dog water territory. There's an achievement for that. So, I genuinely don't at all remember what I was supposed to ask you even a little bit. But you know what? I want to ask you about this poster.
I see on this poster of yours that you're familiar with the Club of Hearts.
Yep. It's one of my favorite spots in the city.
Yeah? What's so great about it?
Oh, everything. The vibe, the poetry, the people.
Katie says, Haggis got me addicted to British panel shows. I know that Katian, if he is still here, is a big fan of Taskmaster, which I know a little of, but haven't really watched very much of it all. I've mainly just seen the Oxcast do parodies of it.
Sounds interesting. I'm planning to check the place out tomorrow.
Oh, that's super neat. I'm sure it'll do wonders for your chakras. They're still pretty crappy, you know.
Yeah. I bet they are.
Katie says, Taskmaster is probably my favorite show, possibly of all live-action TV. That's really interesting. It's also really interesting that I just have this chakra photo that I don't need, necessarily. It'll be interesting if there's another application for that. Tell me about the incense, I guess.
This incense here is, pungent.
Yeah, it always is. Is there any peppermints around here?
Thanks! Do you want to know the secret?
Sure.
Smelling salts!
Uh-huh. Nice dream catchers.
Oh, the game is very unhappy that I asked about dream catchers.
Thanks, love. I made them myself.
Ooh, glowstone. That sounds like it could solve problems.
What's that glowy thing on your fridge?
Don't worry about that. It's perfectly harmless.
Why does... Now I'm concerned. Okay.
Do you want this back?
You should hold on to it. Your chakras still need a lot of work.
Are you watching, I don't know what time of year UK Traders actually airs. I normally end up watching it, like, toward the start of the calendar year, when it just all comes over in, the Peacock streaming service. Wasn't it, like, spring last year? I don't know.
Do you want to see the photo I took when I...
Oh, no need. That photo was for you, not me.
Go on? No? Okay.
I don't want to...
No, it'd be really funny to show her that, though. It's about the Soothsayer?
What do you know about the Soothsayer?
Quite the enigma, aren't they? A soothsayer is a seer, a pursuer of wisdom. An obsessive search for truth often leads down a dark and twisted path. Perhaps that is what happened to our killer?
So do you think the Soothsayer is legit? The business with the mirrors isn't just for show?
Oh, I'm just a silly Wicca. But wouldn't it be goofy to go through all of that trouble just to make everyone think there's something they're not?
No, not necessarily. That's a weird assumption to reach. There's oftentimes reasons that you want to convince people that you're something you aren't. I mean, usually like duplicitous reasons, but like there are definitely many reasons one might do that, and this person is a killer anyway, so it's not like they're, above the moral quandary of it.
Yeah, I guess.
That's some classic Uchikoshi why would I lie about that? Which I always hate as a resolution to an argument.
So, Eileen tells me you know a thing or two about scrying mirrors?
You could say that. I am a practicing clairvoyant. What do you want to know?
This woman she is so meta, it's actually kind of painful. What can a scrying mirror be used for? Also, have you seen Simon's homebrew?
What can a scrying mirror be used for?
A scrying mirror is a powerful artifact that can be used to channel the astral realm, perform divination, and even commune with spirits.
Ah. Can you walk me through your scrying process?
Nope, proprietary. Next question.
Sure. First off, the room should be dimly lit, preferably by candlelight. I like to use sage smoke to cleanse the air, and then I establish a protective circle to keep any negative energies at bay. I gently place the mirror in a steady position where I can look into it without using my hands. I make sure that the surface is clean and polished. I sit down, relax, calm my thoughts, and close my eyes. I visualize my intent, the knowledge I seek. When I'm ready, I open my eyes and gaze through, not into, the mirror.
I see. And this is when you're supposed to get the visions?
With some patience, yes. The scrying is not always successful, mind you. Spirits are a fickle bunch.
I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't ask if that's something anyone is able to do, because that kind of sounded like it was a puzzle construction. Why is obsidian used in traditional scrying mirrors?
Why is obsidian used in traditional scrying mirrors?
Is it because, old metallic materials for mirrors sucked, and scrying mirrors are an old tradition?
Because of its rich mystical potency, of course.
Ah.
Obsidian is strongly grounded in the astral plane, which
Obviously.
makes it ideal not only as a vessel for divination, but also for protecting the scryer and cleansing any negative energies.
So it's pretty much spiritual duct tape?
I don't necessarily feel like that's what was said, but okay.
Spot on, sister.
Yeah, alright. Spot on. Where can I get a scrying mirror? Do they sell that at the corner drugstore along with that plutonium in 1985?
Where can I get a scrying mirror?
You're in luck. I have a spare one right here.
That is lucky.
Someone I don't like left it after a botched divination, so I'm totally fine with giving it to you and pretending I never saw it.
Isn't that bad for your chakras? Serious question. Would that not be bad for your chakras?
Sure. Thanks.
Oh, and just so you know, this is just made of painted glass. All serious practitioners use obsidian mirrors, so don't expect too much, okay?
I'll try to keep my expectations in check.
It is interesting, though. I feel like we've gotten some indication that the scrying mirrors that are left at these crime scenes are meant to be quote-unquote legitimate scrying mirrors. But the description of the body being found at the rectory suggested that the pastor stepped on glass. Now, it could just be that he stepped on fragments of the mirror, but it is also the case that the mirrors are found broken. So maybe they're not legitimate? I don't know. What is obsidian? Can we do a scrying session together?
Can we do a scrying session together?
Sure. I charge $250 per session. I can pen you in next week?
I think I'll pass on that one.
You must know Hannah Verdue.
Do you know who Hannah Verdue is?
Hannah Verdue.
Of course. She's the one and only queen of the Club of Hearts.
Yeah? Are you two friendly?
Oh no, I'm just a mere patron at her club. I would be surprised if she knew I existed.
I'm starting to get real weird vibes about Hannah Verdue. Like, it really starts to seem like she's... I mean, I don't want to be reductive, but, like, it's definitely giving, like, cult leader vibes of everyone's just like, wow, she is, like, way too good to even, like, acknowledge my presence. I'll just ask her.
I don't want to ask. Have you heard of a drug called Pyre?
Nope. Good old shrooms are my kind of high.
Huh, I can see that. Not a fan of psychedelics myself. This gal's got a truckload of emotional baggage. Way too much fuel for bad trips.
I mean, we kind of had a real bad trip at the end of the last game. Like, literally and figuratively. Kathy is cheap. I mean, Jakey, do you really want to spend $250 on a scrying session with the hippie in a random RV for the sake of an investigation that you're working on now, next week?
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
I don't stay up to date on murders and stuff like that. No offense.
Ooh, is that going to cross off all the murder victims? Oh, thank God. It saves me so much time. Thank you for the bits. It's very generous. I'm not sure that covers the amount necessary for the fictional scrying session that we definitely won't be doing. That's okay.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
No churches for me. Certified heathen over here.
Huh. We should form a club. Do you know the Azure Sky Motel?
Nope. Not a motel enthusiast.
Okay, I think that's, again, all the TV.
Time for me to go.
There
See
is.
ya.
How much did we learn from the diamond ability here? Not much. It was just an alternate way to ask about the Club of Hearts. I don't think anything else was relevant. Just sort of environmental.
Bye now.
I mean, she did have something ominous to say about the glowing stone, but it wasn't, like, functional.
It's the cheap scrying mirror that Meadow gave me. The mirror surface consists of painted glass.
What else do I need to do today? I guess get into the cabin? Or maybe talk to Eileen. But the game has heavily implied at least that we're done with the church, and we're done with Eric's apartment building, and it sounds like we're done with Meadow's trailer. I'm not 100% on the hill being done for today, but it doesn't seem like there's much to do there right now. I don't really have a sense of what I would do here, though.
I don't want to show...
No, show me your photo. It'll be funny. Guess I'll just try some of these random hotspots I didn't hit before. I don't know. Eileen Dover. No, Eileen Summers.
From out here.
And she has like some traditionally older woman middle name that we learned in the first game. And she fired back because Kathy's middle name is like Mildred, so they're even.
Those must create some cozy ambiance at night. A healthy lavender plant. Smells nice. Ugh. The things I'm willing to do for a case.
Who is she? Me? So upset about a photo of herself. I feel like I'm the only person who's like that. Let me burn the shrine to his beloved author. Like a totally normal person.
I suppose I could light a candle, but it wouldn't feel right. I didn't know her at all. I don't want to waste... Shoot, the cops didn't leave the door.
Just my luck. What an insane thing to even, like, presume. Why didn't the cops leave the door open for me? How rude of them. What would you do for a Klondike bar? It is a valid question. I mean, pay retail price is a start. don't know. Maybe I can scry
I don't
on
want
him?
to show that to him.
If the guy wasn't here, you could totally lockpick the door. Actually, while that makes a lot of sense, and that's what I thought at first, it is not the case because this is apparently not a lockpickable door.
Ugh, just as I feared. An old cabin like this doesn't have a tumbler lock. Maybe Randy has some idea on how to get this open?
I tried talking to Randy about it. Maybe I show him the lockpicks? I don't think I did it that way last
Hey,
time.
Randy?
Yep.
Or wait.
I don't want to show that to him.
Well, let's just ask him about all these other ones. I ended up exhausting all the other dialogue trees, so why not?
Do you know anything about Jane Doe? One of the Soothsayer victims?
Really distinct name.
Oh, I don't know anything about those other victims. Sorry.
Hey, can I give like a tiny round of applause to this game for doing this on a regular basis? Of just like, I was really concerned that the game early on like introduced like all these murder victims. Like, I know that like not all of the people I'm going to talk to will know all of the murder victims. So I appreciate when they're just like don't ask me about those anymore. Here's like a, I don't think the mic picked that up very well, but a small round of applause. Whatever, it's fine. Rachel went.
I don't need to ask him about...
Okay, great. Oh, maybe I asked him about the door, because I'm an idiot.
So it would be pretty interesting to have a look inside the cabin, huh?
Oh, I have definitely entertained the thought. Who wouldn't want a closer look inside the famous cabin of Deborah Sinclair?
So why not? There's no one else here. I won't tell if you won't.
That's so? I'm not sure your intentions are pure. Maybe if I knew you were a true fan of Deborah Sinclair.
Now, if you were here earlier, you know that I've been commenting that it's strange that he hasn't cared about it, but this is also kind of an interesting time, in my opinion, to suddenly care about it.
Oh, but I am. I told you. I'm a longtime member of Deb's Dynamic Devotees.
Oh,
you know,
no.
the old DDD.
He's gonna ask me, like, actual trivia questions that I can research at the library, that, like, if we had done this last week, maybe I would have had a shot at remembering, but frankly, they all kind of blend together.
Huh? Then I guess you wouldn't mind answering a few questions about our favorite author.
Guys, there's
Now,
gonna be a
would
test
ya?
again.
Of course not. That would be easy peasy for an avid fan like me.
I'm glad. Let me just dig out this old beaut for you then. Behold, the official SSS membership application form.
I do not feel entirely comfortable applying to an organization known as the SSS.
A written quiz? Are you fucking serious?
You chicken. Yeah, I figured you were just a poser.
Oh, shut up and give me that thing.
There you are. Let me know when you're ready to hand it in.
No 30-minute time limit like the psychotic blueprints quiz.
Yeah.
I genuinely want to have a fist fight with whoever thought that was a good idea. This has 3 possible achievement answers. That sounds garbage. That sounds ungood.
I'll let you get back to your reading.
Don't be a...
I guess I need to read up on Deborah.
Aw, shoot me. Well, the game doesn't like looking at Randy's quiz, huh? In between installments of the Jenny Payne series, Deborah wrote 2 other books. What do those books have in common? What alternate pseudonym or pen name has Deborah Sinclair occasionally used? Deborah ghost wrote a chapter for a friend of hers in what novel? Ooh, that one's tough. The other ones I think might be gettable from the stuff we saw in the library. Complete Deborah's famous writer's block remedy. Gently daydreaming in a rocking hammock, surrounded by the smell of, lavender, sipping on a glass of, I'm gonna guess, iced tea? Because it's what he's drinking, and he's a super fan? This was lavender, yeah?
A healthy lavender plant.
Yeah. And he got iced tea. 10 minutes from the station. Quick and safe travels. I hope you find yourself at your destination soon. Don't want to go to the library. I've spent a lifetime of time here in this game already.
What do you make of this?
I know for certain that Deborah's adoptive father is Sebastian Willis Sinclair. I'm not sure how that relates to some kind of pseudonym, however.
I think I have to manually enter this, so I want to make sure that I write his name exactly as is written. Double L hyphen Sinclair. Okay.
I can't shed much light on the other queries.
Got it.
Riker maneuver. $5, 89, 93. Need 2 books released in that time. I'm sure you're overjoyed about having to take notes on another game. It's not. Don't get me wrong. Generally speaking, the issues I have with blueprints do not relate to having to take notes, but there are degrees to which a game can ask you to take notes that are a spectrum of reasonability. Some of the stuff that Blueprints does is genuinely insane. But like, you know, games like Myst that I've been playing like my entire life are certainly improved by taking notes, and some amount of that really doesn't bother me at all. I'm more bothered in this case of just like there's already so much library on day one that this is not a welcome addition. I mean, with the Blueprints quiz in particular, I just don't know what the time limit adds to the experience. I mean, I guess it's solely because they wanted it to be an achievement, and so they felt that they should make it difficult. But, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, considering the difficulty of even being able to, like, get to the quiz at all. But also, I mean, it is a 30-minute quiz for, like, 32 questions or something like that. Which is, like, a pretty rough rate when, like, a bunch of them are about, like, fictional geography and stuff like that. Like, even with your, like, notes, if you don't already have them organized because you don't know the questions in advance, it's, like, very difficult to accumulate the breadth of information that game provides to you in a way that could be possibly relevant to answering those questions in a timely manner. To get the final ending, you need 6 of the game's achievements. I mean, sure, I guess. I don't know, thinking about the achievements I know off the top of my head, that does sound pretty annoying. Okay. 91, I mean, Afflicted would be in that time frame. That would not. That would not. That would not. Storm Chaser would be. That would not. That would not. Okay, so it's Afflicted and Storm Chaser. It's a really unusual adventure game series. It has all the trimmings of an adventure game, but it really likes for the bulk of its puzzles to be not adventure game puzzle related. There's not necessarily anything wrong with that, but it's like a weird and unnatural slant for an adventure gamer such as myself. Katie says, man, after playing hundreds of hours of Scarlet in the same school uniform, the fashion in ZA makes me very happy. I did not really care for I mean, I don't think there was like a huge variety of uniform options, realistically speaking, and sort of understandably so, because it was supposed to be a school uniform, even though there was some variance to it. But like, I never really cared for the aesthetic of the school uniform at all, and I always also kind of felt that like the schoolboy schoolgirl look was like a weird vibe for Scarlet and Violet. Like, I think don't get me wrong, I think there's a way you do like a game centered around like the idea of Pokemon School. Like, I think you can make that interesting, but I don't think they did a lot to like really capitalize on that concept. Okay, so I do feel like one of these might have mentioned. No, it had another. Oh, this is the, like, biography? Yeah, okay. So what if we did... Does that give me anything? No. How about this, then? How about just like Willis Sinclair as its own whole name? What about Sebastian the Crab? I mean, I would say that at this point, you know, we're like 6 hours into the game or something like that, and I haven't seen so much as a Sebastian the Crab of knowing what the heck to do in the situation. Did I typo Sebastian? I don't know. I would not put it past me. Good shout. Saltpeter. Author Sebastian Willis St. Clair. Synopsis. At the end of World War II, Captain Ellis Harrow is sent to oversee Saltpeter Works, a remote munitions factory in the Scottish Highlands. Amid tense murmurs of sabotage and growing mistrust among the workers, a deadly explosion exposes a conspiracy that threatens not only the factory, but the entire Allied war effort. Saltpeter is an atmospheric thriller exploring loyalty, betrayal, and the price of survival in a world at war. Here's the problem with this. Am I just supposed to take at face value the fact that, like, there is a book written under her father's name, that's her pen name? Because this isn't... Like, all the other stuff she wrote has, like, elements of, like, mysticism and or, like, Native American culture, which this doesn't sound like it does at all. Also, 1963 is probably too far back, right? I don't remember how old she was when she died, but that sounds like that would, like, actually have been her father, right? Have you written down the questions? No, but, like... I understand what this one is. What alternate pseudonym or pen name has Deborah Sinclair occasionally used hint adoptive father? Also, Deborah Ghost wrote a chapter for a friend of hers in what novel? Well, clearly I can't ask Randy about this, because he'll just assume I'm turning in the blank test and I'll get, like, curb stomped or whatever. But without more information, it makes me think I'm supposed to check with other people, like asking the librarian for that name. However, I am not convinced that that is the end of the road for that question. Like, this third one, I feel reasonably confident that it is 1 is lavender and 2 is iced tea. There's, like, environmental storytelling around the cabin that suggests that's what we're doing. Ghost wrote a chapter for a friend of hers in what novel? I don't think I know any of her friends. Even, like, a broad cosmic sense. Can you check out the autobiography? I mean, there was a conceit when we first came here that, like, all of the books are, like, off limits. because like she was murdered, and so everyone's like into it, and there's like a huge back order on the few books available at the public library.
Hey there.
Certainly.
Can I?
Sure.
What kind of book?
She dabbled in many different genres over the years, but her main bulk of work could probably be defined as horror, mystery, afflicted, Dead Ends Meet, and the Jenny Payne trilogy are some of her most well-known titles.
Huh, okay. Was she working on a new book when she died?
I believe so, yes. Oh, yeah.
I can imagine. Borrowing one of her books now is out of the question, right?
Correct. 6 months wait minimum.
Yeah, I figured. What do you know?
She had quite an interesting life. Adopted as a child, and her adoptive father, Sebastian Willis Sinclair, was an accomplished author in his own right. Deborah's birth mother was a young homeless woman, and her father was a Native American. Deborah spent much of her life trying to track down her biological father, unsuccessfully, perhaps in some part due to her roots. Deborah's books have often contained subject matter inspired by Native American religion. She was childless and unmarried when she passed away. Rumors say she was gay, but God knows tabloids are quick to jump to conclusions. If you are curious to learn more, I would highly recommend her acclaimed autobiography, Unbound.
Oh, I might check that.
Interesting. He doesn't specifically say checking it out here, and there may be a distinction between trying to check out her actual work and work about her.
Those boxes over there can be...
Yeah.
Not right.
Oh.
Well, like, is there actually a mechanism in the game for me to take a book out? I'm genuinely not clear on that.
I don't want to show...
No, show me your cool selfie. Your proto-selfie. Honestly wish that more media had Native American religion and heritage in it. I mean, I do think it's an interesting subject, and even in an age of slightly increased representation, I feel like Native Americans don't get very much compared to other groups who are at least a little bit more represented now. In, you know, mainstream media.
I don't want to... What do you...
I know for certain I can't shed much...
Got it.
Feels to me like I should be able to...
Not much, unfortunately.
You know what, let's just exhaust these dialogue options for him.
I don't want to ask. Have you been...
Sure. Great place for word connoisseurs like myself.
It is insane to me how many people in this game have casually gone to this poetry club. If this man says that, like, Hannah Verdue is like a goddess on earth, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Do you know who Hannah Verdue is?
As a matter of fact, I do. She owns the Club of Hearts, a poetry club. I don't know much else about her, though. She moves in high circles.
There's something, like, intriguingly off-putting about the way this guy answers everything. Like, he knows more and he won't tell me.
I don't want to ask about... What do you know about Jane Doe, the fourth Soothsayer victim?
Apart from Deborah Sinclair...
Excellent. Great. Cross them all off, buddy.
Are you familiar with the Azure Sky Motel?
I'm afraid not.
Do you know anything about the King of Kings Catholic Church?
I'm not familiar with that church, sorry.
It won't accomplish anything. It won't do anything. It won't do anything. Don't want to mess up my blade.
I don't want to show... Thanks.
Very well.
don't think anything in this game has specifically told us Deborah's age. But I'm a little mystified by the book published by Sebastian Willis Sinclair. Already asked about the newspaper articles. I mean, I really don't... You mean like ask the librarian about the articles I've already read? I don't assume that would do anything. Maybe I'm wrong. I think you'd just be like, good for you. You printed off some newspaper
I don't
articles.
want to show...
And I can go back to like hers. Oh no, age 49. Okay, so age 49. It is not. It is 98. So 89, 49. So should be like 18, I think, at the time that book came out. That doesn't sound right. So that makes me think that's like actually like the dad who wrote the book. I hate that I'm looking at this again. 30 novels published during her lifetime. Yada yada. Doesn't feel like there's anything here that really helps. No, 63. It's even earlier than that. I was thinking 67. So yeah, I don't think she was a published author at age like 15. So that suggests that this is not her just like using her father's name as a pen name. So like what the heck's the takeaway from this then? What does this do for us? Seemingly nothing. I don't think looking up... This doesn't feel like this does anything. Listen, I mean, like, I thought about searching saltpeter, but, like, I don't even know if this system will, like... just give me the same book I was looking at, because that's the title. I mean, maybe we're onto something with Ellis Harlow. Maybe she took the name of the character in her dad's book. I don't know how it was spelled. I think that's right. No, Harrow, right? Harrow, like the magic. Double check though. The spelling. Not a huge fan of text parsing in these sorts of things. E-L-L-I-S, Harrow. I mean, if she published under that name, it's news to the game. But it's probably worth making a note about that. Because it does feel like that's a potential lead. I just don't know what the heck on earth I would like do with that information. Given that this and the newspapers are my primary source. And the newspapers can really only be accessed through game logic by knowing an exact date I want to look up. And I don't do that. So I've got half of these, I think. Oh no, what do the books have in common? My bad. I thought it just wanted the titles on the first one. Let me take a look at that then. Storm Chaser. I do think I remember noting two books that had something really similar. So maybe that'll be straightforward. Why would I do it though? Afflicted. Human Thunderheart is forced to hunt down and kill her own father after she becomes possessed by a Wendigo. Storm Chaser. Sets out on a great quest to save his tribe from American settlers in the 1800s. I mean, it seems insanely reductive to say, like, Native American protagonist, because, again, it's a big influence on her work. Doesn't sound like it's the same character name. It's not like they're both about killing fathers or Wendigos as far as these descriptions tell us. It's not like the release date, is it? 4/25? No. He says, looks like both books are about a Native American who has to save their tribe. I mean, yeah, but okay, here's the thing. If you did miss the really, really unbelievably, boringly, unbearably long library section last time, I regret to inform you that, like, at least half of these books are that. There's, like, a bunch of them that are just, like, fantasy ties to Native Americans. But, like, also, in a game that's parsing text, how do you think you write that so you can reasonably expect the video game to acknowledge that you've given the correct answer, right? Like, I feel like it should be a more succinct thing, like a thing that you could reliably expect to enter into a blank field and have the video game give you an okay. Is it really just supposed to be Native Americans? I thought there were more of these that were Native American inspired. Dude is a businessman does not seem like that's the same thing. She was not Native American in an explicit way based on these summaries. They were pretty generic protagonists. I mean, I guess you could put Native American? I don't know, man. That doesn't... It doesn't sound like an incorrect answer, but it doesn't sound like a good answer, if you get my meaning. The ghostwriting, let's look up Stephen Collins. That's fair, although... Does it mention the relationship? Yeah, friend and colleague. Yeah, it could be that. It could just be Stephen. The Mauve Affair. Stephen Collins' award-winning depiction of a botched bank robbery told by a group of unreliable narrators. In the captivating story of a bank robber, nurse held hostage a journalist and a hostage negotiator, Collins masterfully weaves his twists and turns, always keeping the reader on the edge of their seat. Though never officially confirmed, the Mauve Affair has been rumored to contain ghost-written chapters by several other authors. Yeah, I guess that would be that. It's a savvy deduction on your part. I think on some level I expected a more interesting answer, but like that's just a very straightforward thing for me not to have checked. So that question is, what is the book? Not like the author or whatever. Or a friend of hers in what novel? The Mauve Affair. What do the two books have in common? Like, again, I don't know how I'd phrase it so the video game would definitely give me credit for it, but I guess I would write Native American? I really thought I remembered more of the stories. Maybe it's just like the newspaper talks about it or something? I don't know. I feel like we were coming across that as, like, part of her writing more than just those two hits suggest. alternate pen name is Deborah Sinclair occasionally used. So that's, in theory, that's like 3 of them. If we assume Native American is a suitable answer for the first one, and that the third one is the Mauve Affair, and that the third one is lavender and iced tea, then we just need the pseudonym. Could try just searching Harrow, I think you would suggest it. Could try... That only gets her hits, so his last name is not helpful. I mean, I could do Willis. D. Willis. In the rugged Wild West, promising start, Clara Morgan, a fiercely independent woman with a troubled history, seeks refuge in a remote small town. There she crosses paths with Jake Turner, a brooding and enigmatic gunslinger with a haunted past of his own. Drawn together by a shared desire for freedom, the two embark on a perilous adventure discovering a love that transcends the wild frontier. I mean, if this were true, it would be a little weird only in that the question implies that there should be like a body of work for this person and not like a single book. Also, Beyond the Sunset. Well, for a long time, my favorite movies were Beyond Sunrise and Beyond Sunset. Also, what a stupid pen name. I guess that's the point, though, for it to be a little stupid. It's also in her wheelhouse. Just because. For Sunrise. Are you a fan, Mystery? Love those movies. Just found a shiny Fletchender and it flew away. This is the worst timeline. I mean, I definitely agree with that second part, Alcadius. But like, I don't know. This is the thing I don't necessarily love about the open world style of Pokemon games. That sort of thing happening. Okay, so like in theory, we have the answers. Native American or Native Americans, maybe. Alternate pseudonym would be D. Willis. The book with a ghost-written chapter would be The Mauve Affair, and then Smell of Lavender and Iced Tea. I'm gonna go turn it in, I guess. For number 2, hang on, I don't think I agree with this. For number 2, if the hint is to be believed, it would be Sebastian. Why would that be true? Because the question is, what alternate pseudonym or pen name has she occasionally used? And there is a book set in, like, Wild West times that is a romance, like some of the books she's done, that is under the name D. Willis. Willis being the first part of the hyphenated last name of Sebastian. Why would it be Sebastian and not D. Willis? Because the other book that's actually under the name Sebastian Willis Sinclair, it was published when she was like 15. Which leads me to believe that that was actually her dad publishing a book. Am I missing something? I think that reasoning is sound. I think I think the book under the name Sebastian is a red herring. I don't think anything else so far has told us that he was a writer, but, like, I think it is the most reasonable conclusion to draw. You're telling me that Willis has the will of D? No, because it is his first name and not his middle initial. He doesn't seem to have a first name. Also, it's Deborah. The first name he doesn't have is Deborah, which is also his middle name. Can you type in the forum? It does appear that way, although I haven't actually tested it because I'm afraid of what happens if I do. I'm going to the creek. What do those books have in common? I'm going with Native Americans? What alternate pseudonym, yada yada. D. Period. Willis. Deborah Ghost wrote a chapter 4, The Mauve Affair. And this would be... is Lavender ER? It's ER, isn't it? I don't know why some part of my subconscious is like lavendar, but it's like lavender. Lavender, yeah. And then I'm gonna glass of iced tea. I hate crap like this. I'll do another save, even though I have like... Here you go.
Here, I finished your stupid quiz.
Close, but no cigar. You've got one error in here.
I'm gonna shoot this man to death with mind bullets.
Iced tea, huh? That's an easy guess. You'll have to be more specific.
Mind bullets, you understand. They will come out of my head, and they will form physical objects. The shape of paint. You don't want to know what it looks like.
Well, better luck next time, Missy.
Gonna kill this man. Would you like an achievement? Yeah, go for it. That's kinder than you thought the game would be. Honestly, like, elaborate on that, because I was extremely careful in how I entered all of these. Also, I think 1 is a crock of garbage also. I really think that there should be a clearer answer than broadly Native Americans. Burn it. What a fantastic suggestion. Thank you for that. How even can... Okay.
Hey, Randy, this is what I think of your fucking quiz.
Holy shit! You incinerated an official SSS membership form?
I sure did, buddy.
I sure did. What you gonna do about it?
I only have one thing to say to you.
I bet this is a valid answer, isn't it?
That's brilliant! Bravo! Only a true fan
That's
of Deborah Sinclair
really dumb.
would reenact a scene from one of her least known works.
Yeah. Of course. That was obviously my intent.
Consider yourself an honorary member of the SSS, fellow fan.
He says, I thought the game would be petty and just say you got it wrong without specifying why. I think the thing, I mean, it's hard for me to say, but I feel like it is obliged to do that because of how asinine that reason is for determining failure.
Honored to accept. Looks like he brought...
Did he cite, like, a type of iced tea?
Hey, Randy?
I still think this is asinine. This kind of stuff just pisses me
I
off.
see you...
Yep, perfect weather for some iced tea.
Yeah, he didn't. What a jackalope. What a maroon.
I don't want to show... I'll let you...
Don't be a...
How would I know?
That doesn't need a photo.
Why can't I use my human eyes to look at the iced tea?
Looks like he looks like look.
Am I, did I go blind? Am I, like...
What?
Pissing me off. Pissing me off. Because you'd have to open his cooler. I mean...
People have come...
No? I mean, it's like right here. You see the colorful can? He might even drink out of it. When I talk to him about it, he says it's iced tea.
Looks like he... Looks like...
Tase this man?
I think I'm capable...
Disagree. Tase him? I don't care if you can. He's earned it. Tase him? Please tase him, bro? I mean, how... With the resources available to me, how on earth would I figure out what the iced tea is without simply looking at the iced tea that he bought, that he presumably bought because he's such a big fan of Idiot Lady Book Writer? Do you like how quickly my tone changed when I feel nothing but sheer spite for the pedantry of the puzzle? Like, honestly, I thought it was kind of neat when, like, it just wanted you to pay attention to your surroundings, and they're like, no, why don't you tell me the type of iced tea? And I just want to do violence now? Especially because, like, it's right there. Like, this is so bad. Because, like, just tell me what the justification is. That I can't look at it. It's literally right there. And even when I try to ask him about it, he won't tell me and she won't remark on it. So, like, what am I supposed to do?
I see you brought drinks.
Yep. Perfect weather for some iced tea.
I'll let you get...
Don't be a
I don't want to show that to...
Can't light him on fire. Good question, though. I still haven't completed my, like, fingerprint kit. I'm gonna try something insanely stupid because I think it's the only language the game is gonna speak now.
I don't want to... Hey. I don't want to...
Pissing me off again.
What do you know?
I like her books. Awful thing that happened.
I'll let you...
All right.
Hey.
Not now, right?
Fine. I don't want to show...
I wonder if I actually have to do something here on this particular in-game day. I mean, I don't have access to, like, proper internet. How would I, like, where would I find such esoteric information if not directly from this guy? Like, I am open to suggestions because, like, this is such a dumb premise. Like, I don't know how I would approach this with, like, 1998 technology. I don't think the librarian will tell me. I think I've gotten all the information that the game is willing to give me through that. Even if I have, like, iced tea in my own home, there's no reason to think that whatever type of iced tea I have in my fridge would be the same type that the writer wants. Why are you still working on the car?
I don't want to...
Just, come on. Well, while I'll be mad about this, Demolition said that there is an achievement for getting an F-. So here's the plan. Surely the answer is correct once, right?
Here, I finished your stupid quiz.
Uh-oh, not even half right. Yeah, there's no way a fan of Deborah Sinclair would be this clueless. Iced tea, huh? That's an easy guess. You'll have to be more specific. Well, better luck next.
That didn't pop the achievement because iced tea on the last answer is presumably too close. He says if we assume the quiz is unsolvable and he's trying to see what we do in the face of that, what are our other options? I mean, he has shown us like Demolition suggested a way around this, but like I would like to solve it. Demolition has also said where I would find that information, and it's dumb. It's very dumb. Enjoy my idiot quiz,
Here.
dumbhead.
Uh-oh.
F-. You were not the most convincing fan. Great. Okay, it says, apparently shiny Pokemon don't despawn unless you kill them or they flee, and it flew away. So mad. I had a bad day, and this is more icing on the cake. Well, I am sorry that that happened. It is a nuisance about shiny Pokemon that they're so rare to spawn and that there are things like that that can happen. But all we can do is keep on hunting, I guess. Oh, no, wait. I have it on me. I don't have to research it. I'm such an idiot. Would be the second one. No. Come on. Yaupon tea doesn't even sound like iced tea. Nor is it served in... It's also steaming. I mean, it's certainly in a teacup. I just don't like that it gives you the suggestion that, like, as a... Is it you? Why not just make it like a Earth thing? It just makes me so mad. Like, it's such an esoteric answer. And it's, like, not a like I so badly wanted to escape the, like, do a bunch of library work, and I'm genuinely pretty like, I kept my cool with it for a while because, like, everything seemed logical, and then, like, this wrench at the last minute, like, just broke the camel's back. Like, it's just... Stop making me go to the gosh darn library. Like, I don't think it's an interesting red herring. Oh my, just leave the, stop.
Here.
I'll be damned.
Told ya. Now, how can we get that door open?
Well, a spare key could be around here somewhere.
I want to do so much violence. What a completely profound waste of time. Like, that's not... I don't need your help at all. Can I tase him now?
Yeah, any idea of where Debbie could have put it?
You know, this makes me think of Thorns of the Wild. When Johnny was trying to enter Miss Goodman's house, the key wasn't just put in a flower pot. It was buried in the dirt.
Well, it can't hurt to try. Moment of truth. Score.
I can't decide if your comment, Demolition, thinks too highly of me or too little of me. Because, like, I'm reasonably large size mad about this puzzle. However, it is not systemic. Like, if day 3 started with going to the library, I might just, like, shut the whole stream off. But, like, you've been around long enough to know that I will suffer through a game I started. So I'm not sure what you think. I don't know why you assume that would be enough for me not to play it tomorrow, in and of itself. It sure isn't great. That look on the sofa, huh?
Just some old, dusty decorations. I suppose the police didn't want to bother with bagging all of that. If that was Deborah's, it would have been taken, so I guess one of Cassidy's finest had a severe case of the munchies.
That's messed up, brother. Hey, shiny object? Keen says, I mean, you did suffer through the entirety of Nirvana Initiative on stream. Yeah, and Rain Code.
There's something
Am I supposed to get a tool from the priest? That sounds annoying. Maybe lockpicks?
Whoa. It's an obsidian shard. This must be from the mirror left at the murder scene. This glass is really smooth. I lost the fingerprint kit when I moved to my new office, though, so I'll have to get creative with what I have.
There's some loose white powder on the table that I guess is meant for this purpose. I'm not 1,000% sure how they want me to pick it up. And also, no, I don't know that it matters all that much what the content of the powder is as long as it sticks to the oil left behind by the human hand. I'm not sure. Angus says, Vesco, have you seen The Seance of Blake Manor? Got a demo on Steam and I think you'd enjoy it. Perfect for Halloween. I mean, I don't know what that is, and I've kind of already picked a game for the 31st. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I'd have to take a look at it. Let's look at the dumb powder.
Looks like forensics left a little pile of fingerprint powder here.
That's insanely contrived. That's madness. What are the police supposed to be like here? What are you talking about? They like contaminated the crime scene with a bag of chips that they just left behind, which in addition to being unprofessional is also just rude. And then they just like left like not an insignificant quantity of loose fingerprint powder. Like what on earth is wrong with them? Like, look at it. Look at the quantity of the powder. That's, like, absolutely insane. Is it as simple as put on brush, or do you want me to, like, scoop it up?
All right, I've got plenty of powder.
But also, pretty big leap, in my opinion, to assume that there would be a fingerprint on this, like, thumb-sized piece of glass. It's possible, but, like...
Wow, there's an actual print.
I'm also surprised because of how profoundly unlikely that is.
All right, gotta be careful. There we go. Nice, clean print. I'll grab the shard, too.
Gotta be careful with that piece of tape, though.
Oh, good day, officer.
Mr. Mulkins, the forensic seals have been broken. Are you responsible?
Who is this guy?
Me? Of course not. Look at me. Do you think I could even manage those stairs?
I will investigate. Don't go anywhere.
As if I'd get far. This thing ain't got a rocket engine strapped on the back, you know?
Ever the quipster, Mr. Mokins.
This guy seems like a lot of fun.
I can't let him come in here and find me.
Where do I think I would manage to hide? Nowhere seems like the obvious answer. There's no... What's the deal with this cabin, by the way? I mean, maybe it's merely a matter of perspective, but it looks like there's no toilet or bedroom or shower. Just the kitchen sink, then this blood sofa that we can't say for sure was this way before the murder. Sit on the stain and play dead. Maybe I do a reverse Santa. Not the Rule 34 one, the one where I just run up the chimney. It feels like that and like out the side window are the only realistic options, but I feel like if I go out the side window, he would definitely see me. I guess I could try to hide under the desk. That does not seem like a great option. I mean, based on what is available to me, I think the fireplace is the best bet, and it just happens to be bad. I guess maybe there's an argument that if I knew that the fridge was empty, I could pull an Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, everyone's favorite part of it. Okie dokie, heading out for the night. Thanks, Keen. Appreciate your collaboration in the wretched library. Do I have a nuclear bomb in my inventory? I assume that's what he will throw when he enters the cabin, just to make sure that no one contaminates the evidence by just destroying it outright.
That won't help me hide. That won't help me hide. That won't help me.
Hello? Game? Video game? Hello? Okay, I don't know what that was. I clicked on the sofa and she just touched it and froze and didn't do anything. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't accept that as the outcome of the scene because that's not the behavior of a functioning human being. I didn't realize like sofa was her kryptonite. Which would have been good to know. Actually, while I'm not being...
Nothing out of the ordinary except the obvious... Nothing.
The whole kitchen is a single item, huh?
Holy shit. I feel for you, Deborah. She was clearly stabbed when sitting here. The killer must have been showered in blood.
I mean, I don't think it's right to jump to conclusions. That's all I'm gonna say. We don't know that, do we?
In a remote place like this, I guess they had plenty of time to clean up and escape.
Well, they would if there was a bathroom here at all.
An author with a book collection. What a shocker. Nice little fireplace. I can see tea stains from 2 cups on this table. Did Deborah have a drink with her killer?
Also, seems a bit contrived.
Way too clean of a workspace. The cops must have taken everything.
Well, let's do this.
All right, I've got...
Hello? I clicked on the shiny object. Are you okay? You doing all right there? Hey, Kathy Rain. You doing all right there?
Whoa. Wow. All right. There we...
Oh,
I think I might have spotted it.
Mr.
As if
Ever the...
Shit! That won't help me.
Climb up, you buffoon! Oh my god.
Not enough space to hide. That won't help.
Oh, this is so stupid.
Hey, hold it right there!
Is he gonna shoot me? Why is there an achievement for that?
Won't help.
Oh, it like kicks you right back into the clock, huh?
Not enough space to.
Are we doing...
Hey!
No. I don't have the ability to move. So the answer isn't to act as though it's a stealth game and just try and avoid him while he's in the room. The thought I had was to try and climb up to the rafters, where I don't think he's super likely to look up. There's a bunch of awkwardly empty shelves that look like they could function as ladder rungs. But she just like acts like I'm the idiot when I'm trying to get her a hiding place. It's light him on fire. I mean, I'm pretty sure once he gets in the room, you don't really have options. Like, even then, when I was touching the couch and he came in, like, there wasn't a window where I could try to move, so I can't, like, tase him.
No way. That won't help. That won't. That won't. That won't help.
Well, whatever it is probably stupid, huh? It's not that many things in the room. I mean, this is the sort of thing that historically I hate. Let's play a fun game where I like load the thing where he's like not in the room and I take a look and I don't have to be on the 20-second clock forever. So the only things I can do are window, desk, table, sofa, fireplace. I mean, like, maybe there's supposed to be, like, a hidden thing in the bookshelf, but it feels like we're not close to establishing that as a realistic answer.
Nothing out of.
I don't think she reacts to the kitchen at all as, like, a feasible option here. Is the idea that I'm supposed to put something directly in front of the door and then hide from immediate view to make him think that, like, other cops came in here or something?
If that was Deborah's, it would have been taken, so. Let's keep things. I can't even see my reflection. The mirror is all smudged with fingerprint powder. I can't. Just some old dusty deck. No need.
Well, then lock the door from this side, idiot.
No need.
No, lock it. Is it as simple as that? Just like lock the door on him? Feels like it should be more clever than that. Let's give it a shot though. Tape.
All right, gotta be. There we go. I'll grab.
Womp 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 womp.
Oh, as if...
I will saunter slowly toward the door. Slowly and angrily. Just making sure he can't see anyone through the windows, which is why I have to, like, touch couch.
Phew. That was close.
I mean, realistically, he should have seen me at the window of the door, as he clearly only had a few steps to get to the door, and it has a window in it, so, like, I don't think that's a very realistic solution, but okay. come here? If he wasn't expecting the crime scene seal to have been tampered with, and he didn't, like, have reason to come in here, like, why did he come here?
Better lock this up.
Close one, huh, Kathy?
Sure was. Thanks for the assist, Randy. You're the man.
Ah, shucks. Couldn't let a fellow fan get in trouble. Oh, and by the way, did you check the mailbox?
I tried to, but I couldn't. Does the key let me do that? They have the same key for the mailbox in the front door?
Not yet, but that's not a bad idea.
Go for it. I'll keep watch.
It's got a lock on it.
Guessing that this time we just, Publishers
Nothing but a
Clearinghouse.
stupid brochure inside. What a letdown.
Bear Creek National Park. Meet your neighborhood rangers. There's 5 of them, so I assume they're Power Rangers, especially because it's the 90s. Rob, Vic, Chief Walker, Eduardo, and Mike. Mike seems like a lot of fun at parties. See us in the wild? Don't be riled. We're here to help you enjoy Bear Creek. Creek doesn't rhyme with Mike.
These are the local rangers, huh? Probably not worth trying to question any of them right now. They're as likely to be tight-lipped about Deborah as the cops. I'll keep the brochure, though. Might be relevant later.
Guess we're done.
It's getting late. I better get back to the office so I don't end up missing Josh.
We're all missing Josh. Evening 2. I think that's Cloud Strife. You sure that's Josh?
Hey, gorgeous.
Oh, hey, Josh. Come on in.
So this guy works with
How
the
are you, bud?
police.
Everything going okay over at the precinct?
And he's like in the narcotics division or knows about drugs or something?
I guess. Things are tense. The higher-ups are breathing down our necks with all this Soothsayer bullshit.
Yeah, I can imagine. But don't you worry. I'm gonna get the Soothsayer out of your hair.
That so? You know something we don't?
Maybe. Let's start with a few questions.
This should be good.
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Not much. I didn't even know they existed before they popped up in relation to the killings.
Gnarly, bro.
So, the Soothsayer. Got any juicy inside info to share?
I wish, but the press is all caught up with me now. I'm not part of the task force, so...
Ah, they're keeping things compartmentalized?
To the extreme. After the press leaks, they
Gnarly.
put a big lid on the case. Everything's handled on a need-to-know basis.
I see. The feds still aren't involved, though, are they?
Nah, not last I heard. The chief fought tooth and nail for that.
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
Like I said, I'm out of the loop on the Soothsayer.
Ooh, that crosses out all the victims, huh? That I wasn't actually expecting. Because he implied he, like, didn't have recent knowledge. But, like, the older stuff I might expect him to have, based on the way he described that.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
Not really. I just know it was where one of those murders took place.
Are you familiar with the Azure Sky Motel?
I am, but only in the context of the Soothsayer case.
Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
Sure. Rich socialite with ties to organized crime. She's been on our radar for a while now.
Interesting. Can you elaborate?
I've already said too much.
I don't want to ask him about...
It's interesting that Rachel Wang is on our to-do list when, like, she has no connection to anyone except a dead guy.
Do you know the Club of Hearts?
Yeah, I'm aware of it. Never seen the place myself, though.
Not a poetry head?
So, you're in the drug unit. You must have heard of Pyre.
Yeah, that's an odd one. Novel narcotic. Highly hallucinogenic.
What is Pyre exactly?
It's a new product. so we don't have a chemical breakdown yet. But early analysis suggests a synthetic
Really?
compound. It's usually encapsulated in pills, but supposedly some injected too.
I'm genuinely surprised by the suggestion it would be synthetic. I mean, maybe it just means that it's processed, but like, I don't know. My assumption was really that it was like the scythe plant from the first game. It also would explain why these two games exist in the same universe.
What do you know about the origins of Pyre?
Less than I'd like. We suspect it's locally made, but that's just our working theory based on the territory we found it in.
And what territory is that?
Within the city limits and surrounding areas.
I don't actually know how close we are to whatever town we were in the first game, so maybe not? I don't know. Or maybe they're just growing it here or something? Hey, Project Dios, welcome.
Do you have any leads on the Pyre dealers?
Nope, and not for lack of trying. These fuckers are freaking Houdinis. Every meth head has a story about them stranger than the next. Alien abductions, government experiments, you name it.
Huh. What do you think the deal is, personally?
On like a personal level.
My gut feeling is that this is a new actor on the scene. And they're being real careful not to rustle any feathers.
Whose feathers? Rival gangs?
Yep. My informants tell me that there are some bad people out for blood. They don't like competition.
Thank you for the resub, Angel. Much appreciated.
Interesting. Someone told me that Pyre was handed out for free. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, I've heard similar stories. I wouldn't read too much into it, though. Things like that are common business tactics in these circles.
What about Pyre being connected to the Soothsayer killings?
That's news to me, but they have seniors from narcotics on the task force, so it's possible they're looking at that angle.
I need to ask you a favor. I've got this print that I need to run.
It seems really like dangerous / irresponsible to not have put this tape in some secured thing that's not going to mess with the fingerprint. It seems like it'd be really easy to mess it up is all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah? This have something to do with the Soothsayer?
The less you know, the better, I think.
Sounds like a risky proposition. What's in it for me?
How about some Yaupon tea?
Well, this girl would be very, very grateful.
That's so? Well, if you put it that way...
Great. Here it is.
Okay. No guarantees, though. And it'll take time. Like
funny
I
if he
said,
just shoved it in
things
his
are
pocket and was like,
station right now.
Oh, my bad.
I have faith in you, Josh.
Here's a photo of
Cute
me.
photo. What's the story?
Too silly to say out loud. Let's just say it's me going above and beyond for a case.
No achievement for that? That should suggest for the next stream I should be drinking Yaupon tea. I mean, I don't like tea to begin with, and I don't think tea that conceptually makes me mad, even if it exists, is a particularly good idea.
I could, but what do you know about...
Not much. Those aren't your usual colors.
Yeah, normally I wouldn't be caught dead wearing something like this. I don't want to ask him about that.
No, ask him to unstick the stuck drawer.
I don't want to...
It'll be funny.
We're both still stuck in this godforsaken city, huh?
Don't be such a negative Nancy. Where else would you be?
Oh, the day I can answer that question, I'm gone.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I really need another job like the Whitmore affair.
That case was a pretty big deal, huh?
It single-handedly got my business off the ground. But nothing good lasts forever.
Where's that furry malice of yours?
Why? You scared, Josh?
In general, nope. But that cat of yours is something else.
Sometimes I regret becoming a PI.
So, quit. Do something else? Who is holding a gun to your head?
Huh. You're such a guy, you know that?
Is that really like a guy type answer?
I don't want to show...
Still got your little bug zapper, huh?
Don't listen to him, Judy. You're the best girl.
Weirdo. You got your license, right? Get yourself a proper gun.
Huh, I'm a PI. I tend to prefer my bad guys to stay alive. They're more talkative that way.
You might change your tune if you get face to face with the Soothsayer.
Yeah, I guess I might. I don't want to show... Thanks for stopping by.
Already? Aren't you a busy bee? Nightcap before I go?
Oh, I wish, but one drink turns into multiple, and you know, this gal ain't got no time for that.
You're no fun. Well, later, babe.
See ya. Okay, that's sorted. It might be worthwhile to head over to Lucas. Maybe he's had more luck with some of the clues that led nowhere for me.
I think I can reasonably finish day 2, but it is worth noting that if that is one stream, we're probably not going to get a ton done before Halloween. I think that is a more relevant consideration than my hatred of Yapon T. Also, this guy is super dead. We know that, right? Like, he's gonna die in the course of this game for sure.
Hey, kid. Solved the case yet?
I wish. I just, happened to be in the neighborhood. Thought I'd stop by.
Uh-huh. Make yourself at home. Let me know if you want to discuss the case.
Sure thing. We'll...
Didn't we say we didn't want to work with him on this, and then we, like, immediately asked him about it?
Looks like Lucas has plotted out all the Soothsayer murders here on a map. I don't see any obvious pattern.
I believe you'll find the common thread is Native Americans?
So, you were in my dream yesterday.
Don't, come on.
Oh, my condolences.
Yeah, it was creepy as hell. You kept ranting about your retirement and turned into a zombie.
Ha! Sounds like every other day at the office. You sure you were dreaming, kid?
Zing!
Yeah, I guess it could have been real life. Anyways, wanna discuss the case?
You bet. What you got?
A set. What do you know about scrying mirrors?
What's your take on the scrying mirrors?
Well, I don't think they're just calling cards. Whatever drives our bad guy, the mirrors play an important part.
It's a really weird noise coming from outside. I think it is slowly driving away, which is weirder somehow?
Yeah, probably some fucked up occult ritual. Reverend Winters thought the murder scene looked like a sacrificial room.
Oh, wow. That old grouch talked to you. He wouldn't give me the time of day. I'm impressed.
Well, I had to solve a needlessly elaborate mechanic puzzle.
What can I say? I'm a people person.
Ah, fuck off.
The Soothsayer is turning out to be quite an absorbing case.
Thicker picker-upper.
Uh-huh. Are you sure it's the case? I can see those dollar signs in your eyes.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I am itching for that money, but I mean, it's not every day we get to investigate a serial killer, right?
It's definitely a first, even for this old-timer.
Anyway, I haven't found any solid links between the victims. Have you? They seem arbitrarily chosen.
A varied bunch indeed. Different genders, ages, occupations, social class. Not much in common between the 5 murder scenes either. I'm as stumped as you.
Do you know much about the King of Kings?
Nope. I only know it in relation to the murder.
What do you know about the Azure Sky Motel?
Well, we both know that the first killing took place there. Other than that, I don't have any interesting tidbits to share. Seems like any other motel.
Yeah, that's my take too.
I should just tell you what, you stop haranguing her about the pursuit of this for money. They also abolish rent and make food affordable. I mean, yeah. Put succinctly, a girl's gotta eat, right? Weird to give someone a hard time about that. Hey, do you know Rachel Wang?
Does the name Rachel Wang mean anything to you?
She's Eric Holloway's next door neighbor, right?
Legit?
Yeah, that's her.
Right. She refused to engage with me. Did you have better luck?
I did. Had to grit my teeth and pretend to be a devout Christian, but I powered through it.
Such a horrible thing.
Probably not the last time you'll have to do that.
Do you know who Hannah Verdew is?
Nah, should I?
Not really, just curious. Do you know the Club of Hearts?
Nope. Any relation to the murders?
Nah, just might be a useful source there. What do you think of the Pyre angle?
The what angle?
Yeah, he probably doesn't know because it's like top secret.
Oh, wow, Lucas. Am I ahead of you already?
Looks that way. Perhaps it's time for a trade.
Sure. I'll let you know if I come up with some information to trade for. So, Deborah Sinclair, huh? I gotta say, the Soothsayer is gutsy going after a celebrity like that.
Gutsy or riddled with hubris? That's the question. Hopefully it's the latter, and he got sloppy somewhere.
Luckily for me, the cops were the sloppy ones. I found a little something they left behind in the cabin.
Atta girl. No such luck for me. I went there and some weird-ass fan of Sinclair got in my way.
Oh, God. Bested by Randy? You're losing it, Lucas.
I don't know, man. Guy's a real obstacle. Demolition asked, have you ever played Chicken Police? I don't think so. Doesn't sound familiar.
Bah. I bet that chubby paraplegic took a quick look at a girl like you and let you do whatever the hell you wanted.
Played 20 minutes of it yesterday. It was fun, like a comedy type of Black Sad. I'm confused. Did you not think that Black Sad was purely comedic?
You wish. Take your sexist excuses elsewhere, old man.
Yeah. What'd you find anyway?
Oh, nothing big. Just a fingerprint on a mirror shard.
Holy moly. That could break the case wide open.
Don't I know it? I asked a contact at the KPD to run it for me.
Trustworthy, I hope? You might as well take that shit to the task force.
Nah, it's all good. Unlike my boy Randy, this guy actually wants to get in my pants. So, that Jane Doe, the burned woman, it's taking some time to ID her, it seems.
Indeed. Whoever she was, it appears she wasn't missed much.
Honestly, makes me think she's kind of important, though.
Now ain't that fucking sad? Some trafficking victim, maybe?
Like, I know the implication is that there's, like, no one missing her, but to me it seems more like if it was so important to obscure her identity, then, like, she probably mattered, right?
It's possible. Vulnerable people like that are often preyed upon by serial killers.
I guess so. But I don't know, this guy seems more unpredictable than your average murderer.
Agreed. We shouldn't forget that our guy has a tendency to defy pattern.
Let's talk about Deacon Townsend.
Sure. What do you think of that one?
Well, I wonder how the heck the Soothsayer managed to convince him to hang himself.
That's the question, isn't it? Every source I talk to paints the deacon as nothing but a devout Christian.
Maybe he wasn't as devout as he led people to believe. For all we know, he could have been a willing sacrifice.
It'd be pretty weird.
I don't think so. My gut says he was betrayed by our bad guy.
Your gut, huh? We should probably trust that. It's pretty sizable after all.
Oof. Low blow, kid.
What are your thoughts on the second victim, Eric Holloway?
Well, I'm not surprised the cops got it wrong at first. He certainly fits the profile of a suicide victim, given the rumors of depression and what happened to his ex, Sarah.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's why the Soothsayer chose him?
Could be. It'd certainly be easier to isolate a vulnerable person like that.
Just had a stupid thought. It's really front door, but like, maybe we've got like a 7 kind of thing going on? We already have 5 victims. Maybe we're going for like a 7 deadly sins situation? I haven't pinned it down exactly, but I mean, Eric was sort of guilty of lust in the end, arguably.
Did you learn anything from the neighbor then?
Well, apparently Eric had a drug problem, and he was also engaging in a lot of casual hookups.
Interesting. I suppose it's not uncommon to get caught up in addictions after a trauma like that.
So, Rose Taylor, the first victim, I hit kind of a brick wall there.
Yeah, been a while since that one. The husband wasn't very agreeable, I take it.
He did not want to get into my pants.
He told me, and I quote, "Eat shit and die."
Ha! Well, I caught the guy before he got fed up with us. He had some interesting things to say.
Oh, do tell.
Now, quid pro quo, remember? What do I get?
Well, how about I spill the beans on the pyre thing?
Sure, that's a fair trade. Ladies first?
If you insist. So, apparently, there's this new drug on the street called pyre. And the Soothsayer victims all had it in their bloodstream when they died.
Whoa, if this information is good, it must be part of the Soothsayer's MO.
It's arguably the only concrete thing that's consistent about the MO, if true. I mean, only because it's unclear whether the mirror is actually using the MO or if it's a calling card.
Yes. It could also explain why some of the victims didn't resist, right? Pyre is a powerful hallucinogen, so they probably didn't even realize what was happening.
Not a bad theory. What else do you know about the drug then?
Your turn first. Orson Taylor.
Fair enough. So he and his wife, their marriage was a train wreck. They were going through a divorce.
Just like every other marriage in '98. Did he tell you why?
No, but I can read between the lines. Infidelity on her part.
Got anything concrete on this supposed lover?
Nope, and not for a lack of trying. I suspect the guy probably doesn't want to deal with the publicity after the murder, even if he had nothing to do with it.
Hardly more than a hunch, Lucas. What else have you got?
Well, you're aware of what line of work Rose was in, right?
I think I should know this. Is she like a maid or something?
The paper said she was a nurse. Why?
I dug up her employment history, and guess where she used to work a couple of years back?
Mars.
Enough build-up, Lucas. Out with it.
Your mom's place. Angstrom's.
Oh.
Oh, fuck. Really? That's one hell of a coincidence.
I guess because we're not in the same city.
Just my reaction. Have you seen your mother lately?
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, do with this what you will. Maybe she knows something about Rose. That's all I got. Your turn.
All right. So the pyre dealers like privacy, and they've managed to stay out of reach of both the law and rival criminals.
Interesting. How'd they manage to do that?
Obscure dealing practices, for one. I haven't got any first-hand information, but rumors say that they find dope fiends and give them pyre for free.
Huh, very strange. I'll need to look into this further.
You do that. As for me, I guess I'll have to go to Ingstrom's tomorrow. Fuck me.
Anything cool to ask about? Ski photographs.
Are you still keeping in touch with the guys from Nam?
Of course. It's my turn to host our regular get-together in July. Can't wait to show the boys around town.
This man's not making it to July.
The brick wall outside my office window sure makes me wish I had appreciated the view here more.
Yeah, I never get tired of it. And I've watched sunsets from here since, well, way before you were born, believe it or not.
I don't want to ask him about that. I see you've plotted out the murders on that map there. No pattern, right?
Not that I could see. They're all within the city limits or the immediate surrounding areas. But that's pretty much it.
Hawaii still the retirement plan?
You betcha. Just 2 more years.
Oh, and he's about to retire? Dude is not making it to July.
That's what you said 2 years ago. Admit it, you'd be bored out of your mind on some beach.
Maybe, but that's the plan. And when I snatch this reward from under your nose, I'm all set.
Oh, dream on, buddy.
Think we're good here? I think we're good here.
I think that's all I got.
All right, then. Stick around for a bit if you want. I'll be up late with this paperwork anyway.
Thanks. I just might.
Click clack.
No way. I can't stand that stupid clicking sound.
Click clack. Rude.
Thanks, Lucas. I need to get some sleep now. Talk another day, yeah?
Sure. See you around, kiddo.
See ya.
I do appreciate the fact that, like, he had information from working the case earlier that we can't get. Like, I like how that sort of plays out. It's another nightmare.
Huh? What's that noise? Oh, ew, Mildred, gross. Bon appetit, you little monster. I'm going back to bed.
Everyone's here. It's been a busy house.
Normal, chill.
The colors are just right. And we are all so very, very proud.
It's interesting how ingrained the, like, hook thing is that she saw happen, like, once in the last game. I mean, it was pretty messed up, but it's interesting that, like, all the nightmares have had that in common so far.
Oh, fuck.
It's day 3! Dang it.
Ooh, okay, Kathy. Time to get out there and confront the rain. And Mom.
I mean, isn't our mom also Rain? Rain joke? Well, that happened. I don't know. We were off to such a good start, and then I don't know exactly how to feel about Kathy Rain 2. I mean, it's not that Kathy Rain 1 was without its problems. I did not love a lot of the major puzzles in that game. But, like, man, there is something disheartening about going back to the library again so quickly. I don't know that it would necessarily bother me if it took us, like, you know, a third of the game or half the game or something to get around to library stuff again. But, like, as a game mechanic, it's just, like, not that engaging. It's the tough sort of thing where, like, it's just not the core game mechanic you, like, play this game for. I think it's kind of fair. I like it, but I also wish it took a cup of coffee. I mean, like, listen, I got pretty frustrated with some of the puzzles in the first game, but there is a little bit of a different feeling here. Just generally, like, the pace of the game is... It's still a good bit slower. I don't know. I honestly think the bulk of the issue is that it's... I think it's bitten off more than it can chew to start with. Like, I respect the concept, the approach to, like, join the investigation, like, midway through, like, a pretty significant serial killer case and having to take on all that information at once. But, like, from, like, an engaging narrative perspective, I think it's a lot more interesting to sort of, like, have a higher percentage of these developed throughout the course of the game. And, like, I don't know, maybe, like, another murder will happen, like, tomorrow and then one the day after. It doesn't sound like that's the vibe we're going for. And I know that's, like, kind of sensational to sort of, like, expect, you know, rapid fire killings even in, like, a serial killer scenario. But just, like, I don't know, the cold case crime scenes and stuff like that. I mean, even just, like, little details like the police left a major, relatively obvious clue there, and then this, like, minor fragment of the obsidian mirror happens to have this extremely pristine, like, fingerprint on it that we can, like, easily procure. And then, like, in addition, like, part of the reason that's possible is that they just, like, conveniently left a huge pile of, like, fingerprint dust, whatever that's actually made of. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, there was definitely a certain type of charm to the first game where it wasn't extremely realistic, but, like, I think it suited the nature of the character of Kathy Rain to, like, circumvent legal process, you know, to, like, be sneaking around and whatever. And this game is kind of doing that too, but, like, I don't know, the focus on procedure and, like, just, like, a literal, like, homework in video game is generally an uncompelling concept. it's pretty tough, in my opinion, to make, like, do a test in the middle of your video game, like, feel like an especially fun thing to do. I mean, certainly various games will have, like, a little quiz, but, like, normally it's based on the gameplay itself and not, like, lol, idiot, go do some research. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm a little hung up on how much in 2 days the game has asked us to just do some research. It's just not, like, a great game mechanic. Like, I get why it's in there. I understand how it's, like, there. Looked ahead for the word library only, no newspaper, anything like that. Want to know how often you return? Not specifically. Tell me this. Is it 4 or more times? In totality. I mean, that's not as bad as I would assume, if I'm interpreting that correctly. Only because we've set a really bad precedent. I mean, I guess here's the thing. There was a lot of that day that did improve the pace. That's not saying much because the start was not great for that in particular. But I think overall, realistically, I'd have to admit that, like, this was not a strong enough showing for me to feel like it's appropriate for the rest of the month. Now, I do think in this moment that I would probably still try to finish this. Although, I would say that my impression of the game at this point is that while the first game was flawed, but reasonably gripping and entertaining, I think that my expectation is that this game at large will be disappointing by comparison. But perhaps we will see. I think I might check in with folks on the Discord. It's hard for me to gauge whether people tuned in a little less tonight because they were already anticipating the return of this and weren't interested, or if that was just coincidental. But like either way, it's probably worth checking in. But I would say that in this moment, I think that I am more likely to move on than to play this tomorrow. But to be clear, it's not specifically because I'm mad about the Yapon T. That is merely a factor in the scheme of things. Well, not disappointing in and of itself. It's more that it doesn't fit spooky season. I mean, I think that's not quite fair to say. Because, like, I think that's intertwined with the pace. Like, I don't imagine a world where this case, as it's presented thus far, doesn't end up with something suitably spooky. But I think the pace of the game means that, like, we won't get there until, like, day 4 or something. So, like, it's not that I think the game isn't suitable. I think it's largely a factor of time. It's a minor distinction, perhaps, but I think it's meaningful personally. Anyway, it's late and it's not many of us. You guys want to look around and find some secret Squirtles? Little guys like this are hidden all about the room amongst our other plush friends. Similar to, but not specifically, Snurp the Tepig. If you can find a Squirtle amongst the room, of course it will be an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. We'll be back tomorrow. Like I said, I think it's reasonably likely that we will move on to a different game, but I'll check in and keep you posted. Oob is always a good guess, as I do love Oob. Snurp. However, in this particular instance, Oob is not hiding a Squirtle, but in fact another ghost. Anyone want to take another shot for fun for a minute? We can hang out. Piggy? I mean, if you mean tap, just like no shot. Like, just been moving around. Oh, you mean this one with the snoot? Yeah, I think this is supposed to be like a vampire bat. It does have wings. Obviously, kind of easy to miss that from back there, but it also has like little teeth. But that one does have a Squirt. And our buddy Cheryl also does have a Squirtle. And if you pay real close attention, you might be able to tell by looking at them a feature that they have in common. I mean, there's a couple things. Obviously, they're both spooky. We have a spooky bat. This is a Halloween themed one. This came in the set that my mom brought last week that had, for example, this shiny gold moon cat and our chubby little house, who incidentally does not have a Squirtle. But Wings Inside Things is a good guess. It is eyelashes. It's a spooky girl vampire bat. And also Cheryl is, of course, a lovely lady spider. So good work on that. And we will we'll sort this out tomorrow. I think we've got tomorrow and then next week and then yeah. So we have like 3 streams. I think that's good for Devil Inside Me, and I think I would like to make progress on the backlog on that. And I know that should be some amount spooky. God, it feels like ages since I've played one of those. Am still disappointed that they pushed back Directive 8020 or whatever. Wonder if Cheryl knows that Cheryl's named Cheryl. I don't think she does. I don't think so. Unless you've told her. I don't think it's come up. Thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate it. I hope we've enjoyed this to the extent that you can, which is probably mainly me getting disproportionately mad about T. Although honestly, T and I, we disagree. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. We'll be back with something spooky tomorrow. And until I see you next, take care of yourselves and remember that you are clawsome.